pristine. The Spurs, in a lackluster performance, fall to the Minnesota Timberwolves 106-92. Paced by Wemby's 20 and 12 on 8 for 20 shooting. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing out there? Hey, where's my page, Vic?
Yeah, you left the building, man.
I leave for a couple days and my stuff's all messed up.
The elves.
No, it should be there.
It's there.
No, there it is. That is?
No.
No. I didn't mess with it. No.
Although I like that one.
Man, I don't know why people can't just leave my stuff alone.
It was the weekend, people. It wasn't minutes.
Yeah, right, you know? Who's doing this? So this is my page that has, this has most of my stuff, but it's all messed up.
Let's see.
It don't be working out.
Yeah, well, that's...
Yeah, so here's my stuff, but it's all out of order. Who's doing this?
I don't know. There's no one here. There's no one here to mess
No,
with.
someone was here.
Oh, well, let's see.
I'm telling you.
I don't know who was here over the
You
weekend.
think you think I just leave for a few days and come back and my stuff's...
Yes,
listen, I'm like
I
your
think-
dad. I'm your dad. I know where the liquor was up to. And I ain't dumb enough that you could just fill it with water and think you're going to trick me.
Why is the liquor frozen?
Uh-huh. Why this sure tastes watered down.
Is my vodka frozen?
Uh-huh. I don't know what's going on here, but something's going... Yeah, my vodka's frozen is basically what it is.
Frozen.
The key was, at my house, if you were going to drink Dad's booze, just don't drink the whiskey.
Yeah, yeah.
You drink the stuff that he would only drink at the holidays. Rum. You know, stuff like that. That's the peppermint schnapps. That stuff's never coming out unless there's like a Christmas party and he's making like mudslides or something.
Good nog.
Yeah. If you're like, I'm just going to take some whiskey, that he'll notice immediately.
Well, that works. Except my mother, she didn't drink a lot of alcohol, but when she did, she drank Jaeger. She liked warm Jaeger shots.
Oh, warm?
Yeah, wow is right.
What a woman.
Some kind of German thing. I don't know. She's not German, but spent some time there. But so you'd think you could get away with like taking the parents' Jaeger.
Yeah.
Nah, my mother noticed.
Now me, quite frankly, if I've got an amount of booze where if my kids came and took a bottle of whiskey,
Yeah.
Would you notice?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
If I noticed, it would be like years down the road. I'd say, I know I had a bottle of this, and I'd go looking for it, and it's gone. And I'd be like, what the hell's going on? Where's that bottle? I know I bought a bottle of that. I mean, there's a certain amount of money if you spend on a bottle of booze, you're aware of where you keep it. But my dad, who would drink Crown Royal, and until a certain age, would just drink regular basic ass purple bag Crown Royal, and then he eventually upgraded to the black bag Crown Royal Black, and then Crown Royal Reserve when he retired. But he was living on a budget so it was a purple bagger.
That's still good.
But he would have backup bottles ready to go. And if you
What do you mean? What, like,
I mean, he knew what I'm saying is
like he never ran out.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, he wasn't hiding it around the house.
Right.
He just never ran out. I got you.
There was a line of them under the cabinet.
I hope he wasn't.
Okay.
Now, me, like I said, if one of my bottles went missing, I wouldn't notice for maybe years. But him, if one of those backup bottles got even moved off of its mark,
Yeah.
he was like, what the hell's going on here?
The dust.
Somebody's been touching my booze.
See, your father drank good stuff and hid it from you or protected it. My father just drank alcohol that no one wanted.
That's a move.
See, my
It's a power
father
move.
isn't a big drinker.
He likes,
Alcohol. My
he likes
father had
Malort.
my father had a lot of gift liquor
Uh-huh.
and a wonderful liquor cabinet that he never drank liquor.
Yeah.
He's a beer drinker, always was, and he would drink. Growing up, his beer of choice was Stroh's.
Yeah,
Stroh's is horrible.
it's bad.
Bad beer. Yeah. So he was safe. No one. I never wanted. You're in high school. Yeah. What's the?
I don't go for IPAs.
I don't go for no IPAs. So he would drink beer that no one else would drink and was safe. So.
Well.
And I didn't grow up drinking a lot of alcohol either. I was a beer drinker.
Yeah. I
think it was my generation though. We didn't drink a lot of hard.
I'm versatile. I like beer as much as the next guy. I like hooch.
Well, I think because my generation had ready access to liquor. The drinking age when I was 18, we could drink.
Yeah.
And we got fake IDs when we were 16 to be 18. I remember doing it.
What a life.
So because we had ready access, it was really never that big a deal.
Yeah.
We didn't have to steal it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just kind of always around.
Well, when I lived in New Mexico, we found that what most people do there who didn't have access to liquor, and namely a lot of people who would, a lot of the guys who would come off the native reservation, they wouldn't have their ID with them, so they couldn't get real liquor. But they would come; they'd have to come and get their check for living on the reservation,
res money,
and they would burn that up on Listerine.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
And
that.
They would be just plowed behind the gas station.
I saw dudes in basic training doing that.
Just like and then, but I think I told you this yesterday. We're in the airport, and I see this lady pull out her travel size bag of bottle of Listerine, dump the whole thing into her mouth, and swish it around. And she was like literally like cleaning her mouth out, and then
like just swallowed it, huh?
It was just gone. Just gone.
That's awful. No,
not for me. If I were drinking
Listerine,
Listerine,
go blind, right?
I think so. If I were drinking Listerine, it'd be like a shot. I wouldn't want to get any of my mouth germs in it. Like
I'm not swishing it.
Yeah,
I'm certainly not
like,
down.
Like
throw up right away.
You're liquid flossing, and then you're like,
I don't want my vomit to taste like what's already in my mouth.
Yeah.
I mean,
what an odd move.
Well.
But they were also from Grand Rapids, Michigan. So
Where's that?
I don't know. But I know it's in Michigan, and that's probably sad.
So yesterday we did see something flying home from D.C.
A UFO?
No. Well, same thing. Lion fan.
Yeah, there was a lot of them.
A lot of Lion fans because our connecting flight was in Detroit, and there were a fair amount of Detroit Lion fan in full regalia flying back to Detroit for a game. That hadn't happened in a long time.
No.
That's a brand new occurrence.
And my wife was with us now my wife didn't fly to Detroit. She went to Chicago and then to Vegas, but her flight was later, so she was at the gate with us waiting for our flight to Detroit, and she was wearing Bills gear.
Oh, that's right, she was.
So there was some side eye being thrown at her. Some side eye being thrown at my old lady.
Those sad Detroit fans flying home.
Well, they're a lot sadder now. Good. Suck the hole, Detroit. You took your medicine yesterday. Good.
You poor bastards.
Yeah.
You just happen to have lost to another bunch of poor bastards.
Exactly.
So we have
Good
no
game,
pity
though.
for any of you poor bastards.
The most fascinating thing that happened on our trip yesterday, and I don't know how aware you were of what was going on, because you were
The answer's probably not very
you were
aware.
several rows ahead of me on the last flight, and there was a fella who got on the plane and looked like he had done all the meth that could be done.
Oh no, dude! I hadn't. Nope. I was in an escape aisle. I had the seat beside me open. I was in heaven.
Well, he sat in front of me, and he was on FaceTime with his mom.
Oh my God!
And he was freaking out. I don't think he'd ever flown on an airplane before.
Oh, dude!
Oh, one of those.
And he was like, he'd asked there was a couple sitting in the other two seats, and all that was left for him was a window. And he was like, oh, it's a window. Do you want to trade? Like, asked the guy who was in the middle seat.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, no. And because he was sitting next to his wife.
Right.
And the guy was like, "Oh God,
I'm freaking out.
God." He's
I'm
like,
freaking out.
Mom, there's a window." And this guy's, probably in his late 20s, early 30s. And he is like,
Would you have traded?
I was also in a window.
But I mean, if he'd asked you, if you were sitting next to your wife,
if I'm in the middle seat,
well, which hell has already begun, so I'd have traded.
I'll
for anything.
trade anything
But
if
if
I've
you
got
were
the middle
in a
seat.
place where you are comfortable, and some dude who's having maybe a fake, could be real, flip out, would you like? Nah, bruh, fix yourself.
So what I would have done if I were him, I would have jumped my wife and had my wife stay in the middle, and I would have been by the window
next to my wife. So I'd had to been the barrier.
Yeah, so you're asking me, would I have taken a middle seat to help this dude out? I don't know.
I don't think I would have.
I don't think I would have.
To fix it. I'm not going to let you near my wife.
He was
You're
acting
flipping
kind
out,
of,
bro.
he was acting kind of wild. I don't know that I could have done it.
Right.
But finally they came up to him and they were like, "How you feeling?" And he's like, I'm okay. And they're like, "Well, you need to get off your phone." He's like, "Mom, they're making me get off the phone.
Oh, no.
They're making me get off the phone."
How old was this guy?
In late 20s, early 30s.
Okay.
But like I said, he was.
I had my belt off, already ready to belt him down.
He looked methy, and he clearly he was like, "Mom, please, can I just drive? Please let me drive." Like he's like, this dude's freaking out, man,
Dude,
freaking out.
It's easy to make fun of. I have been in situations where I would have acted much like that.
Well, they finally told him, "We don't think we're going to let you fly on this."
Oh, they took him off.
They took him off the plane.
Wow, wise move. I didn't see any of that.
Yeah,
None. I didn't know. How far behind?
I was probably 5 or 6 rows behind you.
Oh my gosh. No, you get in there, you plug in. I was out.
Yeah.
I had no idea that happened.
Yep, they took him off right before we took off.
Holy cow. Was that part of why it took us so long to?
I mean, probably, yeah. They were like,
Can't mess around
he was like
anymore.
trying to convince him, I'm fine. He's like, they're like, well, now you got to convince the crew because they're worried. And
Good.
And I was like, I felt bad for the guy.
No.
But at the same time,
No, you don't want that flip out at
You don't
30,000 feet.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't want to turn around.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. That's kind of like a new protocol. I've never heard of that happening, and I'm glad it did.
Yeah. And they were like,
All right.
it is your first flight, and it's not a short flight. It's like 3.5 hours.
And it was going to be bumpy. They knew it was going to be a little bumpy
Yep.
going up and down, so he might be happy too.
It was like 3.5 hours, and they were like, yeah, we don't know that this should be your first flight.
Yeah, I think.
And they took him off.
You know what?
That makes sense.
You're
No,
for that?
I'm 1,000% for it. You should have to pass some sort of sanity test, a stress test, before you should get a special card that you have to have renewed every 6 months. Like, yeah, are you a normal human being? Come in and answer these 8 questions.
Well,
we'll see how you are.
I was real worried about it because nothing disastrous had happened on a flight yet. Like my travel experience was generally pretty
I'm
good.
Blemish. I've never had any disturbance. Never. This is the closest I've ever been. I didn't even know what happened.
Dude, I'm telling you, I get a lot of wins in life where I shouldn't. Like I get a lot of undeserved wins. Things break my way, except when it comes to air travel.
See?
I am the least lucky air traveler ever.
The good news
And-
is I'm lucky.
Well, it bailed me out because I was like, God, something bad's for sure going to happen this trip. And then this guy on the last leg of our flight sits directly in front of me. I was like, here we go. Here we go. And
I had no
all I'm
idea.
thinking about is like, there's going to come a time where this dude's like flailing around,
Right, flipping
and,
out, trying to open a door.
and as the large person seated directly behind him, and he's next to an old lady.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be on me to
Yeah.
to snatch this dude up and hold on to him until reinforcements come, and I didn't want that.
I meanwhile
you
have
don't
been
have time
buried
for that.
in.
Yeah, I watching watching his
watching
podcast.
I had no idea, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Nope,
I could have been back there in a physical altercation, and you would have just been.
I had
It
all
looked
this.
like a Naked
I
Gun
could not
scene.
believe I had an open seat. I kept waiting as they were waiting and waiting. I just kept waiting for somebody to come take the seat. I couldn't. I might have had the only open seat on the whole plane next to me.
The guy next to me, the entire time, played the same game on the screen in front of him.
Oh, yeah.
And he was with his girlfriend or fiance or something, and she was talking to him, and the whole time it was the same thing. And then about halfway through, he was like, man, my arm's getting tired from doing this. And she's like, well, stop doing it.
Yeah, idiot.
It's like, oh, I'm having a good time. And he just kept, I was like, I'm talking 3.5 hours of playing the same game.
It wasn't that golf game, was it?
No, it's the one where you like match up the numbers and the number gets bigger. Yeah, it was wild behavior. All right, when we come back, we will talk. We'll talk about our trip a little bit. We'll talk about the Army-Navy game, which was a great experience for me. We'll also talk about the weekend that was in the NFL, including the Cowboys getting an upset win, road win, baby. What did me and the Cowboys have in common this weekend?
All roadies, baby.
Road win. That's what me and the Cowboys had in common, was a road win. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Heads up, we've got an accident on the far southeast side of town, 37 southbound. That connector to get onto 181. This wreck has the connector ramp partially blocked. Still have road work set up I-10 westbound Cibolo Creek to Trainer Hale. That's in the left lane. And they did clear the road work 410 eastbound, that on-ramp from northbound 35. The ramp has now reopened. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $1,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But here in Texas, we don't expect the ways water is breaking down our foundations and damaging our homes. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is shifting. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. Make sure your investment is protected. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hey guys, it's AJ from the Morning Huddle. Between us, when you hit a certain age, things start to feel a little off, right? You're tired all the time, your energy's low, maybe even your drive isn't what it used to be. And a lot of that comes down to testosterone, and trust me, it can happen to the best of us. That's where Game Day Men's Health comes in. They know how we feel, and they make it easy. Game Day Men's Health is over there on Bassey Road, across from the quarry. Their office has a relaxed man cave vibe, and they've built a 3-step process that's quick and designed just for us. First, get your T-levels checked. Free testosterone test at their in-house lab. Then, you meet with a licensed provider to create a customized plan. And finally, you'll get those fast weekly treatments. After a month, you're going to notice a difference. More energy, better mood, and a kick in your libido. Don't settle. Be the best version of yourself. Call Game Day Men's Health, 210-900-3691. That's 210-900-3691. Feel better, be better at Game Day.
Celebrate the magic of the season with last-minute deals at Target. With up to 50% off toys and video games, you'll save so much while you finish your list. Plus, you'll find incredible deals on clothing, beauty, small appliances, floor care, and so much more. And there are even more ways to save when you join Target Circle for free and get exclusive deals automatically. Hurry to save on gifts before last-minute deals are over. Happier holidays from Target. Restrictions apply.
New deals on last-minute holiday finds just dropped at Lowe's. Save $600 on a Whirlpool fingerprint-resistant stainless steel side-by-side refrigerator. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members save $50 on an Allen & Roth Brighton pull-down kitchen faucet. Your choice of finishes for $79. Lowe's knows deals. Offers valid 12/12 through 12/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
Santa's coming to town and he's stopping at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma. Stop by this Wednesday, December 18th, and let your four-legged family member meet Santa and take pictures while you enjoy the cozy, caring boarding facilities. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma, where pets are family.
If you haven't started celebrating Pixmas, you haven't started celebrating. Start today on Prize Picks because it's Pixmas time, and man, oh man, it's time for a shot at 1,000 times your cash. That's right, you got a shot for 1,000 times your cash. You can win up to 1,000 times your cash. Merry Pixmas! Head over to Prize Picks, use what you know, and win up to 1,000 times your cash. I can't say it enough. That's Prize Picks. Head over today, pick your favorites. Before you know it, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. It's so easy to play. You've been a fantasy player for years. Now put it to use. Prize Picks puts your knowledge to work. Just a couple of clicks away, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Remember that code ALAMO for free money. That's Prize Picks. Head over today, join the millions, download the app, and win up to 1,000 times your money. Easy to do. Download the app today and use the code ALAMO. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Listen to this message I received.
First message.
This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Kinetico water softener, but getting all those Kinetico units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Kinetico wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Thanks again for installing our Kinetico. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months, and $400 when you trade in your old water softener.
By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, we'll recap what was a great weekend in Washington, D.C. in the Army-Navy game.
Plus all the reaction from NFL Sunday, Cowboys, Panthers, all of the reaction Monday on The Blitz starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tres, 14! Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't matter, baby. Greatest band ever was or ever will be.
Baby.
Great. This is their best tour. Other than Joshua, this was a jam. This was a good show.
I've only seen them once. It was a good show. I'm not going to lie. It was a good show.
You saw them at the Sphere, though.
At the Sphere.
Well, dude, yeah.
Yeah, but I still don't get the obsession.
I don't know.
And people were crying.
I'm an Aggie. I obsess over things.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's something, you know.
Congrats are due. A great, great success yesterday for the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, my goodness. They stayed on time. They ran the football. They did everything they needed to do.
A week late and $1 short.
Smashing the guts of the Carolina Panthers to move to 6-8 on the season, which is just around the range where you won't get a good draft pick and have no chance of making the playoffs. So the Cowboys have solidified their standing there.
Mediocrity reigns supreme, my brother.
Their last 3 games, home Bucks, at Eagles, home Commanders. I don't think they can beat the Eagles, but I think the other 2 are coin flip games, and we'll see where the coin lands. But I'm going to go with somewhere between 7-10 or 8-9.
God loves a C student.
That's what
God loves average, baby.
Yeah. Which is God does, but fans don't.
Nobody else does, but God does.
This was, by far the best game that Cooper Rush has had.
Apart from the scoop and score 83-yard. But
Yeah,
no, But no, it was but it was.
And a lot of it was Rico Dowdle. If you are going to put up 6 yards a carry on 25 totes, you're going to have some success throwing the football when you need to.
Now, let's be realistic and look in hindsight about that ridiculous number that the Cowboys went into. They should have won last week, but for on a punt. They should have already been there. And to go into Carolina as an underdog was an abject slap in the face to that football team. I mean, we've joked about it all week long, but you could tell by Micah Parsons' play that was above and beyond just trying to. That was huff and puff, angry all day long football from Micah Parsons. I mean, he was closing hard and strip set. I mean, it was a violent game from him because that was an abject disgrace to be considered an underdog to what was not long ago the worst team in football.
Yeah.
And they played like it. Now,
I mean, Carolina's they're 3-11. They're still amongst the worst teams in football.
And the Cowboys were told all week long by those that know, you're not even worth 3 points.
Yeah.
You know what? And so I'm glad they did what they did. And if I'm Jerry, I'm judging they did exactly what they had to do. You better come in there mad. That's all you got left is anger and the opportunity for revenge at some point. Maybe you can knock Philly a peg, make them hit the road in the playoffs or something like that, because that's all you're playing for.
Yeah, this was it wasn't a statement game like, hey, we're here. But
no.
This was like, it was a reminder that, dude, we still have good players here.
We're not terrible. We're just bad.
I really, it's so weird. And this is the beauty of the NFL is the reason why the Panthers were favored in this game. And by the way, the Panthers went off as 3-point favorites. Like, real full-blown favorites.
Which is just, in hindsight, you go, man.
Which, again, 3-point favorite means that the NFL betting market, which is the most efficient market in the world in sports.
Yeah.
The Sunday betting lines on the NFL are about as efficient as anything you'll find. Those lines said the Panthers on a neutral field would be favored over the Cowboys. They are a better team than the Dallas Cowboys. That's what that tells you.
And you just gave the fire-up speech. That's McCarthy's fire-up speech right there.
And the reason why they were looked at as that was they just lost a close game to the Chiefs. They'd lost a close game to the Bucks. They'd lost close game to the Eagles. And all those teams are playoff teams. So everybody said, well, they're knocking on the door. Meanwhile, the Cowboys just go out every week and get their ass kicked unless they play like the Giants, and then they get a get-right spot. And it was a reminder that the Panthers are still the Panthers. Yeah, you play close, but when I say that teams take a breath when they play the Panthers. The Chiefs, the Eagles, the Bucks, those teams, when they play the Panthers, it's like, oh, God, finally.
Just get the W and get out healthy.
Get in, get out. And when the Cowboys play the Panthers, it's like,
this
oh, my
matters.
God, we've got to win this game.
And the Jimmies are better. Their Jimmies are better than their Joes. They're a more talented football team. But more importantly, they played like it freaking mattered, where it could have been, we're done. We're playing out the string. Who's next? So I think McCarthy's got a little life in him. I think Dowdle's got an opportunity here to be a long-term Dallas Cowboy. And I think one of the other things that's happening right now is CeeDee Lamb is going to finish the season very comfortable, very happy as one of the bedrocks of this team, the one that you can rely on to be happy. He's now healthy, happy, and paid. Let's carry this forward.
A great thing about CD is, at least with Cooper Rush, is he is going to get targets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's going to skate home, man.
Cooper
He's happy.
Rush, he does not want to throw it to anybody but CD.
Would you?
It's like first read CD, second read CD, third read, I'll figure it out.
Is Ferguson? Nope. No, it was obvious. But, some of that is McCarthy going back to the big dogs. Like, dude, we're going to go home, but we're going to go home with you.
And the Dowdle thing is worth noting because all season long, the big complaint has been this team cannot run the ball. And now this is 3 consecutive games, not only 3 consecutive games where he's gone over 100 yards, but 3 consecutive games where he's averaged over 5 yards per
What's
carry.
your cutoff from good to to great for running back yards per carry.
5 is
your number.
That's a strong number.
If you're running 5, yeah. I'm basically less than that and we're well over that for the last 3 games. It's not just usage; it's he's violent in the hole and he breaks first tackles. And for me, as long as you're getting paid a little bit of running back money, that's exactly all I can ask for.
Yeah. So for me, if you're averaging, 5 yards a carry, I feel pretty damn good about my running game. I mean, obviously, if you're these Saquon and Derrick Henrys who are like at 5'8", 5'9", that's not normal.
I'd like to have that, but I'm not going to pay for it.
But I'll just give you some numbers, and mind you, Rico Dowdle is not a 5-yard per carry back on the season.
He hasn't, but
we've started to see it, and if he can stick with that. Josh Jacobs, 4.3 yards per carry. He's had a great year. Kyron Williams, 4 yards per carry.
I think it's time to consider
Tony Pollard, 4.3.
Do something anti-Cowboy-esque and pay him now on possibility. Don't do the other thing around.
No,
not pay him a lot of money. I'm
no.
saying lock this dude in for like $7 million a year. Tease big money in front of him. And get him now and don't worry about it anymore. Are we there yet? Or do you want to waste a draft pick when you got a guy here that you can...
What I want to do is run him for a couple years and then find another one of those.
Pay him, I think, this year.
I don't think so. No, I think you get another year of him.
Well, if you got another year, you're golden.
Yeah.
Because I think he's earned his way to being around. One of the few guys on this team, you go, yeah, why don't you stay?
Yeah. Well, what it does for me is it means all this talk about Ashton Ginty in round 1. Nah.
No, as long as you've got a Dowdle. But if he's leaving...
Go find some beef in round 1, like some bodies to block for these guys or bodies to get after their running backs.
And I would have thought a month ago, you go priority 1 is to protect this line. Do whatever you can, but get some help on the running back side of things. And I think a lot of this is the offensive line. They have kind of rounded into form.
Yep.
Obviously.
All right, we'll continue talking about this on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Heads up. We've got an accident on the far southeast side of town, 37 southbound. That connector to get onto 181. This wreck has the connector ramp partially blocked. Still have road work set up I-10 westbound Cibolo Creek to Trainer Hale. That's in the left lane. And they did clear the road work 410 eastbound, that on-ramp from northbound 35. The ramp has now reopened. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance offers a great price and round-the-clock protection when bundling home and auto. It's one of those rare times where you could save money and get something great. Bundle today at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. For some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. We've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
George gets justice. The attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers are proud of their local roots and their deep connection to San Antonio. They stand up for their neighbors, fight for justice, and make sure every voice is heard. When you've been injured in an accident, count on George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George guarantees that you don't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
It's football season, and Uber Eats is dropping undefeated deals on all your game day favorites. This week, score buy one, get one free world-famous pancake combos from IHOP, only on Uber Eats. Craving even more? We've got you covered with game day deals on pizza, burgers, tacos, and more, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms, taxes, and fees apply. See app for details.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $1,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tab when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win, and they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home.
Let's dominate today. I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio sports star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you're hot, you're cold or something, you're yes and you're no. I don't know all the words.
This is of the genre. When I hear this, I just hit a button.
Do you really? But you'll listen to the Dominic the Christmas Donkey.
I will.
Rob is so obsessed with Christmas music. I know.
In fact, this morning we pulled in together, and Vic came walking over, and I was jamming a little bit. Had some Christmas tunes going.
Is that what you were doing? I thought you were asleep.
No, I remember.
Where were we walking that they were blaring Christmas music?
It was nice. We were in an airport yesterday.
Oh, it was the airport.
In Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit's airport was like,
which is a mile long, by the way.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And of course, we landed at gate A77
and had to go to A7.
A7.
Oh.
And decided there's a tram, and it looked like the tram was probably going someplace else. We didn't think that the terminal we were in required a tram, or even had one.
Like at an airport, if there's a train system, it takes you from one terminal to another.
Normally underground to the other building to catch. Well, this one, we thought, that must be going to another building. And maybe because in Atlanta, the system was A, B, C, D, T.
No, it was T, A, B, C, D, E.
Well, yeah, so T just came out of nowhere. So I was thinking, well, maybe 77 and 7, it's a different nomenclature. Maybe they go down to like 50. And then it starts at 1. So we're really not that far.
Or we're going to.
It just seems far. Or we'll find a path.
They'll branch off, and it'll be like 30 through 30 or 30 through 40 here, or whatever.
It was a mile. It was just a
it's a long, straight building.
Wait. I don't know how many of those moving trams we had to get on.
The moving elevator.
Yeah, the
or moving walkways.
Walkways that we had to get on. But there was at least 5 of them.
We had an hour.
Dude, and we just had time.
We barely had time to stop and get lunch to go.
Yeah, we had to get it bagged and going. Oh, okay. It's the longest term. It has to have some kind of record. They probably have a sign someplace. Longest indoor terminal north of the Mississippi. Something
the
weird.
Pride of Detroit.
The pride of Detroit. Hope you laced them up tight. You're going to have a hike.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, we'll take a look. We'll start looking at some of the other NFL games that happened this weekend. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, one of the great things about going on a busy trip like we just went on is being in the condition to go do the things you want to do. I remember a time being overweight, and there was going to be a lot of walking, and just the things you miss out when you just can't physically go do it. If you're overweight and having to skip out on things, stop that. Go live your life. You know, we've all tried to lose some weight one way or another, and most of us has failed. You think you're successful, then before you know it, you're back up to where you were, maybe even more. If you've gone through that more and more, if doctors are telling you it's time to lose weight, I want to introduce you to Dr. Jacob Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. He is not only my weight loss doctor, he's become my full-on doctor. They are also a general practitioner there at the Institute for Functional Health. But what he did was explain to me how I can lose weight, live healthy, and really change my life in ways I didn't think I could. And 8 years later, here I sit. I went on a busy week, spent many hours on my feet, 20,000 steps a day kind of stuff. Now, I wasn't completely comfortable all the time, but I could do it. If you've come to a time where you can't, drop the weight. You'll be amazed at how good you feel. I want you to call him today. The number's 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. Go there. Do your due diligence. Read and answer the questions he asks. And then call and talk to him and change your life. Listen, if it's time for you to change your life, it's time for you to lose weight, there's no better option than Dr. Torres. I wholeheartedly recommend him. 2025 is almost here, and you can start that year healthier than ever. Call him today. Change your life. Thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Friday night, December 27th at 9:30. The Aggies head to Sin City to take on the USC Trojans in the Las Vegas Bowl. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 8:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare and you want out, you need to get the facts. Wesley Financial Group and its founder, Chuck McDowell, have helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshares permanently, and he may be able to help you too. Call right now. Chuck will send you a timeshare exit information guide free explaining how your timeshare works and all your options for cancellation. You want to call Wesley Financial Group, 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. Once again, 800-761-0000. 888-578-5500.
Divorce is a fight. If you don't want to get knocked out of the ring by your spouse, then you need an aggressive law firm with a stable of hard-hitting attorneys at your disposal. Contact Barton & Associates today. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Santa's coming to town and he's stopping at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma. Stop by this Wednesday, December 18th, and let your four-legged family member meet Santa and take pictures while you enjoy the cozy, caring boarding facilities. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma, where pets are family.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Hear that? The soothing sounds of a bubble bath. And if you were here, you'd smell a single cedar leaf candle. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get back on the road and enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And then take a shower, because it's fast, like your motorcycle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage. Not available in all states.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay, where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Guys, it's that time of year you're going to have to be around your family, and you know what you need to get through these trying times is some dang good beer, and Karbach is providing that for you. Whether you're looking for something hoppy like the Hopadillo, the best IPA brewed in the state of Texas, something easy drinking like the Love Street, or a go-to all-around beer, for me at least anyway, is the Crawford Bock. They've got something for every taste and every occasion. Karbach makes a great gift as well. Put some Karbach under the tree for those hard-to-shop-for family members, and always bring some if you're going to have to be around the in-laws. That's just a given. Guys, follow them on the Instagram, on Twitter, to see what's going on with the brewery, what they've got cooking up. They always have concerts going on, and if you're in Houston, make sure you stop by, check out the restaurant. Fantastic food there. Wherever you're at in San Antonio or in the great state of Texas, you're going to be able to find some Karbach. Try it out. You'll thank me later.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I heard you cry aloud.
Okay, we need to make
the way you
have to. No, we need a new rule.
Why?
You have to allow the band to play the first bit.
Oh,
Let them get the first stands out before you join them. Because right now, as we went and you joined immediately, I thought, what version is this? I thought the version that he was playing.
No, he timed it perfectly.
It was so perfect.
I hit the mark, baby. I always hit my mark.
No, the thing is, I thought this version sucks.
Damn.
I was like, so let him sing for a minute because I thought, who is this? This is like the K-Tel version.
Man,
biggest hits of the 90s.
Just really hurt my feelings right now.
No, I was just expecting.
Man.
I was expecting one thing, and I was like,
womp.
because you hit the mark, perfect.
I'm a radio pro. They
Dude,
call it
I
hitting
mean,
your
you
post.
hit it right then, and I was like, this version sucks.
Man. It's like
I don't mean that. I mean that the best possible way it could be.
Yeah.
But it just
No, it's all right. Yeah. All right.
What tribute band is this? Yellow Day. Yeah, Blue Day.
Buffalo Bills.
Oh,
man, that's
man.
funny.
Yeah.
I'm a little punch drunk.
I'm not a great singer.
No,
but I love to
no.
sing.
That's not what I meant by any stretch. It just
No,
was
no,
not
no.
what I expected.
That's what he meant, though, right, Vic?
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow. What?
Don't be working out.
We paid that ASCAP fee. We can do this now. We can really get. We can get the real band. See, it's all relative. You're better than that.
And she's an actual paid
She's
singer.
a highly skilled professional.
Whatever happened to her? Is she still in the rehab, or is she out and walking around?
She's now the Secretary of Music.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Great weekend in the NFL. Although, man, I've two things that I've got to stop doing. I'm done betting on the LA Chargers in a full game. The LA Chargers are good for one half of football every week. And they were smacking around the Buccaneers to start that game, and everything just collapsed on them.
We need to really look into why that's not new for Harbaugh.
It's not new for Herbert. Herbert is like the worst, the worst in history, I think, against the second half spread. Like, he is a fantastic first half quarterback, and then just melts.
You know, in the grand scheme of attributes and negatives, that's a huge negative.
Oh,
you know what I
yes.
mean? That's just about the worst negative, that you can be imminently scouted and you cannot react.
Well, yeah. Like, imagine if Michael Jordan was really good in the first quarter, but not great in the fourth. Not great in the last 3 minutes.
And I think a lot of it is because Harbaugh is never going to be way ahead.
No.
You know, just the game style. He's always going to be close. It might not feel like it's close, but it is.
Well, and kind of when those two got married, my thought was, well, this is going to help Herbert because once they get a lead, Harbaugh's the kind of coach who's going to he's not going to put his team in any kind of and really
don't
it's not
screw
like,
it up.
Listen, this isn't like Justin Herbert had some dreadful day yesterday. The defense was certainly the culprit. You give up 40 points to the Bucs, that's on you, Bubba.
No kidding.
And they could not run the ball. I mean, the J.K. Dobbins is so missed by this team.
Well, even Dobbins at his best is only just good enough. you know?
Gus Edwards is not good enough.
Right.
Gus Edwards is washed. So the Chargers, who are now a run-first football team, 11 carries for 32 yards yesterday. That ain't going to get the job done, Bubba. That doesn't work anywhere. And it definitely doesn't work when you're trying to maintain a lead that you've got in the first half. Yeah, it was a 17-13 halftime lead, and the final score was 40-17. So that's a 27-0 second half.
My man Baker
for the
throwing
Tampa Bay
darts,
Bucks.
throwing darts down there in Tampa.
Well, he had a monster day, man. And you know what? Credit where it's due. I gotta give. I crap on Tampa. I still think they're overrated, but they're better than I give them.
Okay,
credit
how much
for.
credit are you giving Bowles? What do you give down there for that?
Oh, that's so hard for me because I just think he sucks.
I kind of
think
do
he's
too.
a dope, but what it had been was their last 3 wins were Giants, Panthers, Raiders. So I was like, what are we getting excited?
Low-hanging fruit.
And then, but now you go and you dominate the Chargers. I got to give some respect, and we'll see what they look like next week against Dallas. Talk about some of the rest of the games going on. Coming up next, it is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville. South Texas College Football head wonderful time of the year for fans. Bowl season is no exception. The biggest and best matchups this bowl season are brought to you by Ewald Kubota and the Break Room Bar. Hear them all on South Texas' first and only FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Don't Mess with Texas and the Texas Department of Transportation. As you travel on Texas highways this holiday season, remember that Don't Mess with Texas means don't litter. Even Santa has a trash bag in his sleigh. Spread holiday cheer by keeping trash off the roadways. Don't mess with Texas. A message brought to you by TxDOT.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
If you haven't started celebrating Pixmas, you haven't started celebrating. Start today on Prize Picks because it's Pixmas time, and man, oh man, it's time for a shot at 1,000 times your cash. That's right, you got a shot for 1,000 times your cash. You can win up to 1,000 times your cash. Merry Pixmas! Head over to Prize Picks, use what you know, and win up to 1,000 times your cash. I can't say it enough. That's Prize Picks. Head over today, pick your favorites. Before you know it, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. It's so easy to play. You've been a fantasy player for years. Now put it to use. Prize Picks puts your knowledge to work. Just a couple of clicks away, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Remember that code ALAMO for free money. That's Prize Picks. Head over today, join the millions, download the app, and win up to 1,000 times your money. Easy to do. Download the app today and use the code ALAMO. Prize Picks. Run your game.
The Spirit of the Cowboys special.
Spirit comes from soul. It's not something that happens to you. It's something that happens in you.
You take pride in yourself. You take pride in your brand.
It's hard work. It's perseverance. It's dedication. And it's preserving what's old and keeping it new.
The Spirit of the Cowboys is the last wild free thing left.
Boot Barn. Share the West.
Old Spice Swagger Holiday Pack, perfect for a gift to treat yourself. 24/7 holiday freshness, with daily use can smell your bestest. I'm gonna be smelling great all season. Old Spice scents just can't be beaten. Chock full of value, saving that green. Got the essentials needed to feel clean. Deodorant, hair, body wash, and spray. Celebrate your holiday the Old Spice way. Ho 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 ho.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
This is the famous footwear that everyone has on their holiday wish list. So don't wait to make it famous. Whether you're searching for their favorite character shoes or the hottest sneakers, slippers, and boots, Famous Footwear has the newest styles from Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, Timberland, and more. Unwrap Famous today and make everyone's holidays merry with buy one, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
The current federal government is actually going $1 trillion deeper in debt every 100 days. That's why thousands are turning to Goldco, a top-rated gold company, to diversify their savings with time-tested safe haven assets, physical gold and silver. Right now, not only is Goldco offering a free gold and silver kit, but on qualified purchases, they'll give you up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver. Call 855-838-GOLD. That's 855-838-GOLD. Performance may vary. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working that accident downtown. 37 southbound at Commerce. 2 left lanes blocked. 1604 on the Access Road northbound at Marbach. Disabled vehicle right lane. And on 35 Frontage Road northbound Thousand Oaks. Disabled vehicles got that right turn only blocked. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out at 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The underdog Dallas Cowboys hit the road, beating the Carolina Panthers 30-14, paced by Rico Dowdle's 149-yard effort on the ground and CeeDee Lamb 9 for 116. The Spurs, in a lackluster performance, fall to the Minnesota Timberwolves 106-92, paced by Wemby's 20 and 12 on 8 for 20 shooting. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah. Hour number 2. Marcus asked, did I make an Army bet? No. Well, yeah, I did. With, a bookmaker. But I split that bet because I bet Army -6 and I bet over 38.5.
Well, what was your bet with Minix? Y'all didn't have one?
We didn't have one because Minix didn't want it. He didn't want any action.
Something about drinking a Laughing Clown or something?
I was
weird?
going to. I was going to Four Loko.
Four Loko.
I was like, the loser has to drink a Four Loko, but Minix wouldn't take the bet. Vic tried to bully him into it, and he wouldn't. He was.
What exactly is a Four Loko? What is that?
Four Loko was like they've changed the recipe now, but what it was when it came out was malt liquor with energy drink.
Yum.
And then they were like, this is dangerous.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
Do people's heads just pop right off their neck after drinking that?
I think they stopped putting the energy drink in it, and now it's just flavored malt liquor.
That's too
Now
bad.
it's just loco.
Yeah.
Let's cut to the chase.
But no, he didn't want to make a wager. I am today. I mean, tonight decides if I have to get a loser tattoo or not.
I think we're going to have to get our brigade bar and all those that are involved into this because you're standing on the cliff looking into the abyss.
Yeah,
and you're going to have to make a decision.
It's funny because I've been playing fantasy football for a long time, and never in my life have I come in last place. Because
you can no longer say that.
Because generally, all you got to do to not come in last place is set your lineup.
Yep.
Like if you pay even remote attention, you don't have players who are injured in your lineup, you're not going to finish last.
Because Dak has not been working out for me the last 2 weeks.
Right. Like there's usually someone like that.
That guy's not producing.
Somehow everything has gone wrong for me this year, and I'm in last place, and the loser of this league has to get a loser tattoo.
So I was saying, if you're going to have to get it, you might want to get it so when people see it, they don't immediately see loser.
That's the thought. And so I'm thinking, if I do it in another language,
I think that'd be like if you went Latin, where people read it and you could say anything and they don't know.
I have a tattoo on my arm.
See, in that language,
it says It's Greek, and it says brothers. And my brother has the same tattoo. No one knows what it means.
It looks like it's Cyrillic. So, yeah, that's crazy.
If
loser on the other arm, that only the Greeks will look at you and laugh.
Maybe that's the move. But I love the idea of, because I was saying, how would I do it in Spanish? And there's a few options for loser in Spanish. And I need someone who's like.
We need loteria cards is where we're going.
That's what I'm thinking about. Is I want to maybe.
Disgrazo.
If I did a loteria card where it's like a dude in a sombrero sitting down with his head between his knees, like he's all sad.
So, any artists out there?
And if it said so there's El Perdedor.
That's too hard to say.
Says loser.
That's too hard to say.
But I think that's like the loser of a sports game.
You know, you're going to have to name your team after this, too. This is going to be a forever thing.
El Fracasado.
Which isn't bad.
That says failure or loser.
Fracasado. I like that. That kind of rolls off the tongue.
But this is my favorite one. And I need to talk to some people who really speak Spanish to know how accurate this is. But
somebody
it says,
with the last name of Brown count?
El Desgraciado.
See, that's a good one because you could be a wrestler with that term.
It says unfortunate, wretch, loser, sad sack.
I think we've got it.
El Desgraciado.
I think we've got a new label. I think this should be something worthy of, and it's going to have to be big.
It's going to have to be slightly now. My wife is really pissed at me about this because I told her this week, I was like, listen, man, its chances are good. It's happening. She's like, you can't do it.
Did you guys
don't do it?
Work together to find a locale
and
a prominent place?
No. So here's what I told. She was like, you don't have to do it. You're a grown man. Just tell them no. You're not doing it. I was like, no, I agreed to do it. It's just something you've got to do.
Sorry, you don't get it. Huh?
And if so this is like the fourth year of it. If other people hadn't done it before, I'd say no, I'm not doing it. But everybody else who's lost has done it. So
just get it in henna.
A girl came in last place last year, and a girl who cares about how she looks. I'm not talking about like an ugly girl. So
she only got it on her her cheek.
No, she got it in calligraphy on her finger.
See, that's what I'm saying. So she got away with it.
She's like, if I'm doing this, it's going to look pretty.
So it says loser in calligraphy?
It says loser in this really pretty writing.
And I think you would put your league name, and it should be a permanent thing for the loser to have to get that tattoo.
I think the Loteria card is like a good idea.
You're headed in the right direction. But we need an artist to come up with the correct form.
El Desgraciado.
Man, you need to have a guy in a mask and a cowboy hat. Black cowboy hat and a sugar skull.
Or like
a wretch,
or like a bandit, a bandit who's laid down and has bullet holes in him.
Taken out, yes.
Dead, he's the loser of the shootout. I think that might be the move.
I think it's as cool as possible.
I think so.
I mean, you're still branding yourself a loser, but
big deal.
There's not that many Mexicans around here. They won't be able to.
They'll never know what it means.
When they read it, they'll not know.
Yeah, it's like putting it in Canadian.
Yeah, see. No, I'd go British. I'd go the Canadians.
I'm going to put it in British. They'll never know.
They'll never figure it out.
They'll never know. El Desgraciado. Now I've just got to find the right drawing.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think so. The other idea that I told my wife, I was like, so I've got a tattoo that I got when I was 18 years old, and when I was 18 years old, it was the late 90s. So obviously, it's a tribal tattoo. And it's on my left calf, and eventually I would love to cover this thing up. I hate this tattoo. It's like I don't know what I was thinking when I got this tattoo. It's dumb.
We all have one.
Has no meaning to me. But I was like, what I could do is write loser along the side of that, and then eventually I'm going to cover the whole thing up.
Or I would just have arrows.
Yeah.
Pointing to the tattoo and put 90s in quotes.
Yeah. Loser did this in 1998.
Back in the 90s, I got a tat on the back of my neck. It's about the size of a silver dollar.
Let me see this.
Were you sober?
Well, who else would get a tat at 3 a.m. on the back of their neck?
Oh, you know what that says?
I think it says rice.
Teriyaki shrimp.
It's an Asian symbol.
Does it say number 2 special?
I think, if I recall clearly, it's supposed to be something really cool like Warrior Father.
Okay.
And
what they told you?
so I got it, and I remember going home and showing my brother, and my brother's like, did you, look this up? Did you Google it? Well, this was before Google. Did you look and see what this means? Because we've all been to I say we all. I've been to Asia and other places, and there'll be people walking around with like American sayings on it, and it'll be like water. It'll just say water across their shirt. I mean, to them, it's like symbols. It looks cool.
Yeah.
To us, you're like,
same with
so
us, yeah.
your shirt says water. And I'm afraid that my thing is like rice. Something just something right off a menu that they just pulled. Like, we'll just put that up there, and they'll think they're doing something Asian and cool.
Well, I've got a decision to make. The Loteria card sounds really kind of cool.
It's brilliant. I do.
It's bigger than I would like. I'll have to make it kind of big, especially if it's El Desgraciado.
The fun will be in the development of the character.
Yeah, that's what I got to think about. I think the idea it should be like a.
Does your league have a name?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not putting my league's name on it.
Well, I'm just curious if what's the name of the league though.
I don't know off the top.
It might help us in the development of the character.
It is Super Smashed Bros.
Nah, there's nothing there.
Yeah, no.
Nothing there.
No, so I think it's a Loteria card. I think I need to have like a bad cowboy, like a bad hombre who's like dead in the road with bullets in him.
Oh, yeah. Here's El Valiente.
Well, that's the opopposite. That'd be cool if I could be the hero, but I'm not gonna be. I'm not the hero. I'm El Desgraciado.
Let's see.
Frickin' loser. Now, all this might be avoided if you know who could be my savior.
See, Big Head is not going to save you, baby.
Sam Darnold is who I'm counting on tonight.
The great Kazoo is not coming in to take care of you.
If Sam Darnold comes through, like I think he can.
Hey, dude, I've got some good news. If you go with El Desgraciado, you'll have a theme song.
Oh, what is it?
El Desgraciado.
There's a song called that?
And I got us a theme song.
Who sings it?
Los Farmers y Mani Toloki.
Well, I don't know what that means. I know what farmers means, but I don't know the rest.
Los Farmers with a Z.
Of course. Yeah.
Right after the F, actually. No.
Fazarmers? Fazarmers?
And Manny Tololo, T-O-L-O-L-O, T-O, I'm not kidding, T-O-L-O-L-O-C-H-E. Tololoke?
Tololoke.
Tololoke. That's
Tololoke.
Manny. I would play it immediately, but I don't know if they're cussing.
No one would know because no one speaks Spanish here.
No. Not
I'm liking this.
El Desgraciado.
You think they're singing about a cartel?
Oh, it probably is.
Probably.
Is this a cartel tribute? Not a lot of words to.
Peligrosas.
I recognize that. This is just a bunch of dudes. I thought this was a real band.
No, this is just like some homeboys who got together and said, let's make a YouTube video. All right. No, that won't be my song. When we come back, I think...
So lead us out.
You know what the worst part about this is?
Go on.
You know who's beating me this week? Josh Allen, who put up 41.28 points, is going to be the reason why I get a loser tattoo. Wow. Not only that, Jalen Waddle, who's a Miami Dolphin, my sworn nemesis, gave me a 0.0. Wow. Because he got hurt. I hurt my knee. I can't play anymore.
Wimp.
That party's over.
I don't know. I need a big day from my guy Wreck-It Ralph, Sam Darnold, and I need Minnesota's defense to put on a show against the Bears. Now, Caleb Williams will turn the ball over. There's hope. We got to keep hope alive.
I would recommend designing your tattoo.
I think that's probably what's coming for me. So, you remember Matt?
Maybe a big head should be part of the tattoo.
Matt, the guy who came in here.
Oh, yeah.
He is he's a graphic designer, and he's really good at making those types of things. I might have him design it.
Farm it out to professionals.
My Andre the Giant sticker on my car. He made that. Yeah, he
I saw
does
the
some
little
good
logos
stuff.
he had on his.
Yeah, he does
stuff,
some
yeah.
cool stuff. So maybe I'll do something like that. All right. Well, there you go. Now God, my wife's going to be so pissed at me about this, but what are you going to do? You can't keep your wife happy all the time. You know what I mean? All you can do is give her that good loving and then hope for the best.
Cross your fingers.
When you're married to El Desgraciado.
Sorry.
Is that cultural appropriation if I put a tattoo in me in Spanish?
Well, might as well. You have Greek on your arm.
And a tribal. I don't know many white tribes.
Okay. El Desgraciado! Hey!
You are now fully San Antonian. You have now stepped
Oh,
out of the
if I
river.
get that tattoo?
You have been baptized. You are now San Antonio through and through.
I think if that's how I get the tattoo, that makes me puro.
You become puro at that
I
point.
think
You
so.
have been washed clean
If
from the waters
if I'm
of Leon Creek.
a gringo with a Loteria tattoo, that's about it. That's it.
You have drunk from the waters of the Blue Hole. You have been baptized in Leon Creek. You are now San Antonian
I'll
through
be
and
damned.
through.
All right. I believe this. The NFL MVP race ended yesterday. We'll talk about that next. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas College Football Headquarters. Most wonderful time of the year for fans. Bowl season is no exception. The biggest and best matchups this bowl season are brought to you by Ewald Kubota and the Break Room Bar. Hear them all on South Texas' first and only FM sports station. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Oh, Christmas leaks, oh, Christmas leaks. You make our carpet squishy.
Here at Quartermoon Plumbing, we know all your Christmas wants, like the popular leaky faucet, the overflowing toilet, or the trendy clogged sewer line. No matter what list you're on, naughty or nice, Quartermoon Plumbing will answer your call fast and fix your emergency quickly so you can get back to your Coco and Carolyn.
651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Bobby and Moana, together again.
Can I get a chee-hoo?
This holiday season, if you can watch one movie,
Hey, you wanted to come this time.
make sure it's
Moana.
Moana!
Moana.
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 Moana. You might want to hold on.
Disney's Moana 2, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing only in theaters. Tickets available now.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and that means limited time savings on the paint pros need. Right now, save $15 on 5-gallon pails of HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams All-Purpose Power Primer. Plus, get it delivered to your job site with free same-day delivery when you order by 2 p.m. Visit us in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 12/20. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowes.com/same-day delivery for details.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning diamond pendant, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect gemstone piece or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at Diamonds Direct. DiamondsDirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Ho, ho, ho! Is your furry family member ready to meet Santa? We'll bring them to Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma this Wednesday, December 18th for Pictures with Santa. While you're there, meet the caring team and learn more about the amazing services, daycare, boarding, and grooming, all designed with your pet's health and happiness in mind. And guess what? Military, teachers, and first responders enjoy exclusive discounts as a thank you. Don't miss this chance to celebrate the season with your four-legged friends. Santa is waiting at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? Because I guarantee you, she does. I'm Gary Barton with Barton & Associates. If you're considering divorce, then contact Barton & Associates today at texasdivorce.com. That's texasdivorce.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now, sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline, no waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first, sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf.
It's showtime, let's do it! It's fun time, here we go!
South Texas home of the 12-team college football playoff is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All of the matchups are brought to you by Ewald Kubota and the Break Room Bar. You like that? Hear every game on South Texas' first and only FM sports station. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
You a fire starter?
I feel like I'm in a strip club.
Coming to the main stage. Crystal to the main stage.
Yeah. Strippers coming out to smack my bitch up is, in my opinion, not wise.
Well, it's appropriate.
I wouldn't do it.
They get that at home and at work.
Oh, my. Congratulations are in order, I think, for Joshua Allen, who I think last night. And
how many weeks in a row we got to say this?
It's over, Johnny.
It was over last week. This week just sealed the deal yet again that he's the best player in football.
There were still people who were like, oh, Saquon Barkley. And now Saquon Barkley had like 65 yards, no touchdowns against the Steelers.
So he's out of the running.
I think so.
I thought he was going to have to get 2,000. He was going to have to.
He's dropped to third in the odds now. Josh Allen, who now continues to do just incredible things, and now he did it against the Lions, who everybody up until yesterday were saying that's the best team in football. And so he beat the Lions, and if you don't think the Lions are the best team in football, people will say, "Oh, it's the Chiefs." Well, he did the same thing to the Chiefs, and Josh Allen is now minus 900 to be the league MVP, it is over, and it's deserved. I mean, this guy is doing things that are it's incredible what he's doing, quite frankly. And when you watch him play the game this year, it is so impressive. The throws he's making, the times when he's tucking and running, and it's like to see how people, first of all, defenders have to think twice about if they want to hit him. And then when they decide, okay, I want to hit him, then they have a hard time doing it.
Yeah, that's the thing about a guy his size. You're always worried about your quarterback getting lit up. It's hard to hit him, even though he's 6'4", 230. He is elusive to the extent you can be at that size, but you never get a clean one.
And also, when you hit him, he's also hitting you.
That's it. That's when he's deciding to hit you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're either going to hit him barely or he's going to come at you. And not many quarterbacks have survived long enough to make a dent like he has. You gave us, there was a number you gave up me earlier about where he stands, not just in quarterback touchdown runs, but all-time touchdown runs, which I'm just amazed at.
So Josh Allen's rookie year was 2018. Keep that in mind when I give you these numbers. In the last 4 weeks, these are some of the names that Josh Allen has passed on the all-time rushing touchdown list. Jamal Lewis, Alvin Kamara, Amon Green, Terrell Davis, Herschel Walker, O.J. Simpson, and then yesterday he passed Lenny Moore, who played in the 50s and 60s.
With the Colts.
But he's a Hall of Famer.
Legendary, yeah.
And tied Larry Zonka, also a Hall of Famer. Now, mind you, all these guys that he's passing had 10 to 15-year careers.
And their job was to carry the ball into the end zone.
Yeah. Josh Allen is in year 6 and is a running back.
Ridiculous.
There are 2 active players who have more rushing touchdowns in their careers than Josh Allen does right now. Not quarterbacks, players. One of them is Zeke Elliott, who has 73. My guess is, at least on their current trajectories, Josh is going to pass him.
I think we're safe.
I mean, Zeke Elliott's not a starting running back anymore.
I don't want to consider the possibility of the other side of that, but yes, I think that's going to happen.
The other one, probably, if he catches him, it'd be incredible. But Derrick Henry, who is 8th on the all-time rushing touchdown list.
But Derrick's not done yet.
103.
Yeah. But Derrick's not done yet.
He's still got a lot of room left to grow.
But the only quarterback in front of him
is Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton has 75 career rushing touchdowns. Josh Allen already up to 64.
Now, here's going to be the challenge for Buffalo. Certainly, there's a game or two left that you want to chase for home court all the way through.
Yeah.
But McDermott's going to have to find a way to regulate this team. I'm a firm believer that you can peak too early. You can't run at optimum efficiency for very long. And right now, Buffalo is playing some good football. The defense needs some work.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, that Detroit offense is potent as all get out. I'm not going to curse the Buffalo defense for what happened yesterday because you had a desperate team at home winging it on a hope and a prayer in a lot of situations, and they're a good team. Good things are going to happen for them.
Well, they got smacked around last week by a Rams team that is.
So I do think that there's some questions about the defense, but the one thing you know is this offense is a 40-point offense.
Yeah,
you're
and it doesn't matter who you are on the other side.
You're going to get 40 from them, and that level of heat is hard to maintain. And it's going to be an interesting McDermott trial here. I'm not saying he can't do it, and there's a lot of ways to do it, but it's going to be an interesting thing to see how he regulates this because right now they are head and shoulders the best team in football.
And the good news for them is when you look at the AFC this year, pretty much nobody has a good secondary. Or if they have a good secondary, the guys that they've got that are good are hurt. Chiefs are dealing with that. The Ravens don't have a good secondary. They're just bad there. And the Bills have a bad secondary. But what the Bills have is an offense that can just pile on you in a way that certainly the Kansas City Chiefs can't.
Well, and for my money, what I saw yesterday, even though it was a win, the Chiefs are doomed. They're going to be valiant in their efforts, but I just don't see, given this team and how banged up they are, that their quarterback, given his current state, can beat a great team. You know, they're going to beat a lot of good teams just because they're those guys. But what I saw yesterday, especially with Noma Holmes, and they're going to have to sit him down for a couple weeks. You cannot even dream of a playoff success run without at least an 80% Pat Mahomes. So he's going to be gone for 2 weeks. They're going to stumble into the playoffs not feeling very good, and they're going to be revitalized early. But that team I saw yesterday can't beat Detroit. They certainly can't beat Buffalo. They, as we sit right now,
I don't think they could beat Baltimore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Baltimore, they would have trouble with Baltimore.
They weren't beating the Eagles.
The Eagles, the Eagles will pound them. So I just don't see it. It's not over. I'm not saying the Chiefs' run is done, but this year they just look like a champ that's put a lot of miles on there, and they're just.
And the record says, well, it's their year. They're still winning.
No.
I don't think it can. I'm with you. I don't believe it can hold up. For the first time this season, the Buffalo Bills are the favorites to win the Super Bowl.
And they should be. Yesterday was extraordinary. On the road against a good, nearly great football team. And what Buffalo did was the way they did it. They found the scab, and they picked it.
Yeah.
You know, there was no cornerbacks. Well, guess what? Y'all are going to suffer for that today.
Their first 3 drives, it was hot knife and butter. Just like, it was 14-0 before you could blink. And the Lions just didn't have answers for them early on. The final score was closer than the game itself was.
Yeah, I didn't feel like. In fact, I left the game to go watch a yawn of a Spurs game and was going back and forth. And when I came back, the score had gone up. The difference wasn't much bigger, but the score had gone up. So I knew Detroit offered some fight, but it looked to me like Buffalo was counterpunching as well as they let off. I mean, they never. The deficit never got. What was the smallest deficit in the second half? 7?
6.
So they got it to 6?
Yeah.
See, I didn't see that. I just saw the very end.
That was the very end. Was 6.
Okay, so that was how it ended?
Yeah.
Okay. It was never close.
But remember, the Bills were 2.5 3-point dogs.
As they should have been. That's what you do.
It was never in doubt. I never felt like the game, like, here come the Lions. I never felt that way.
Great teams go in underdogs on the road and win, like the Cowboys.
Like the Cowboys did. You're absolutely right. Yeah, the Bills now plus 425. They are your favorites to win the Super Bowl. The Eagles and Lions both plus 450.
Wow.
The Chiefs 6-1. Ravens plus 850. And then you get to Minnesota and Green Bay at 14-1. So there's a pretty big drop-off after that top 5. And I think that's the way it should be. If you told me Buffalo, Philly, Detroit, KC, Baltimore, I'd say the winner's in there somewhere. One of those 5 teams.
Without a doubt.
If anybody else does it, I'll be shocked.
In fact, you already named the Final 4. The Final 4 in that group.
I think you're probably right. Now, where are the Bills compared to the Eagles? Where are they compared to the Lions? Like in the overall, obviously yesterday the Bills were better than the Lions, but where are they?
It's going to go by health and heat.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this: the Ravens are a bad matchup for Buffalo. The Ravens are tough, but also the Ravens, chances are good the Ravens aren't going to win their division. They're still chasing the Pittsburgh Steelers there, and
I think Buffalo's going to be home all the way through. By the time this is done,
if Mahomes sits, then I think
they're going to have
right.
to. I think they're going to have to sit him. They can't. Yesterday, what post game he said, I could have played in some circumstance, but we saw what that team looked like without him. I mean, yeah, they had enough to hold off the non-prayer answered Jameis Winston, but that was not a playoff caliber performance yesterday from that Kansas City Chief offense. It just wasn't.
And you said something that is it's what every team all 5 of those teams that we just talked about need to take into consideration. How healthy are you in the playoffs, and is your health or home field more important? And to me, being the 1 seed is the biggest advantage you can have in all of the NFL, because not having to play that first game is, having a bye week there is such an edge that nobody else gets. That's a huge deal. But if it comes down to being the 2 or the 3 seed, I don't care. I've got to get my guys healthy. And every one of these teams, and I think, the Bills are certainly not healthy. The Lions are decimated in the secondary. The Chiefs are clearly not healthy. All these teams are so banged up. They've got to make real business decisions going forward.
And it'd be funny because you're going to have to sit some dudes or go, spend a scheme segment trying to, protect that thing. You got them, 4 weeks now? We're right at a month before playoffs.
Yeah. Well, three games left. So there's 4 weeks from yesterday, we'll be playing playoff games.
So the business decision thing is here. It's time. We need you healthy, or we can't get there without you, and we'll hope for the best if you can't make it kind of decision. And it'll be interesting to see how matchups kind of preclude this. How are we going to see this going? And it also goes with the bad teams. We asked McCarthy on Friday, when are you going to start making decisions and maybe resting or sitting some dudes just to see what other guys can do? I wonder what that win did to that.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. You're starting to see some of the yes-no odds on the playoffs change dramatically after yesterday. The Colts and the AFC. Remember, I was telling you the Chargers felt pretty cozy. It felt like there were 3 wild card teams. Chargers, Broncos, and Ravens were like locked in as the wild cards. Even with the Chargers loss yesterday, because the Colts lost and the Dolphins lost, I mean, it is now Colts, yes, to make the playoffs, 8-1. Dolphins make the playoffs, yes, 10-1. Bengals make the playoffs, yes, 7-1. So everybody chasing those teams are long shots now. They're a long way off. Arizona, they're now 5-1 to make the playoffs. Falcons, yes, plus 270. Bucks, yes, minus 900. So the Bucks have taken control of that division.
That's a sure thing.
We're almost to where everything's kind of decided. Like it's almost decided who's going to make the playoffs and who's not.
I don't want it ever decided too early. I don't like teams clinching in the 9th week. That's no fun for anybody. But right now, I want good teams to start getting healthy. I want the decisions to be made that when the playoffs start, we've got the best teams available. Even if they've taken a loss or two, and even if, like you just said, sacrifice some home cooking. Just to make sure they were completely healthy.
Yeah, the team, the NFC West is still totally up for grabs. Rams and Seahawks are both 8-6. Arizona's 7-7. San Francisco's 6-8.
Gosh, at the beginning of the season, if you'd have told me this is what they would look like at this point of the season.
But I'm pretty sure. I mean, well, it's a long shot. I'll say this: that they're going to get more than one of those teams.
No way.
The NFC South is certainly only getting one team, and right now, at least as of today, the Bucs have a game and a half on the Falcons. The Falcons, of course, play tonight. Nobody else in that division has a shot. And then the NFC North is going to have 3 teams. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of which order they're in. If Minnesota can catch Detroit, and Minnesota, they have a chance to tie them in the standings tonight with Detroit losing. If which Minnesota's very likely to win tonight, I think, against the Bears. But if they do, then you've got 2 teams at the top of the NFC North at 12-2. And you got the Packers sitting at 10-4, still a certain playoff team. And the one team that's not in those groups is the Commanders. That's kind of will they make it, or will a second team from the NFC West make it?
I think.
And that depends on how Washington finishes out the season. Washington's remaining schedule is Eagles, Falcons, at Dallas. I could see them going 1-2. I could see them go 2-1. I could see them go 0. They could go 0-3 in that.
Yeah. And
I don't know what to think about Washington.
Well, all the teams that are chasing that last spot could go 0-3 to close the season out.
They were up, was it 20-0 on the Saints? And the Saints lost the game yesterday on a failed 2-point attempt at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. Like they were like, you know what? We're either going to win or we're going to lose. Let's go for it. Which makes sense. Like that's what you should be doing. Like, hey, we're gonna. The Saints suck, so it's like, why keep playing football? Let's try and win this thing, and if we do, you're on your 3rd string quarterback.
Yeah, let's go home.
Let's try it.
No problem with that.
And they didn't get it, but so that's a win for the Commanders, a much needed win for the Commanders. After they lost 3 games in a row, now they've gotten 2 in a row on the right side with the Titans and the Saints.
And it also depend on where Philly sits. There might be a time when they
might
Philly,
chill. They get Philly this week, so Philly's still playing hard right now. Because both Philly and Detroit now both 12-2, and like I said, both playing for that 1 seed.
And how desperate will Dallas be when they finally get him? Will it be, we're going to do everything we can to knock you out of the playoffs? Or are we going to see Trey Lance and his swan song?
Because I really think the Philly-Detroit, like who goes to the Super Bowl, might be decided on where that game is played. If it's outdoors in the cold, I think Philly's got a lot better chance of winning than if they're on that fast track. Because golf outdoors is a way more beatable animal than golf indoors.
I will say this, that A.J. Brown's right.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown, they've got a quarterback problem. It's not a terrible problem, but they've got a problem.
He's just like he's good at a lot of things, but putting the game on his shoulder and saying, "Hey, we need you to go win this football game," ain't one of them.
He's such a only way my analogy is the streaky jump shooter. The jump shooter, when they get in that rhythm, when they put their elbow in the right place and it works for about 30 minutes, where they cannot miss. He's a streaky passer, and he gets into a rhythm. He gets into a groove where he's very accurate. But then for the most part, he is just an average passer with Heisman Trophy running legs. That's who he is. And that's just not going to be enough, I'm afraid, when it really comes down to it. I'm not sure he'll be able to lift him.
That said, they have won 10 games in a row.
I know.
And they are getting the job done.
But
all right.
AJ's in there.
We'll be back. We'll wrap up hour number 2 of the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working that accident downtown. 37 southbound at Commerce. 2 left lanes blocked. 1604 on the access road northbound at Marbach. Disabled vehicle right lane. And on 35 Frontage Road northbound Thousand Oaks. Disabled vehicles got that right turn only blocked. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out at 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
At Progressive, we know there's a lot of things you can track. Steps, calories, heart rate, your pet steps, screen time, the whereabouts of your favorite celebrity, how long you slept, how long you didn't sleep, how long you thought about sleeping, how long you thought about sleeping. But none of these things could save you money, unlike Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate based on how and how much you drive. It's much better for your bottom line than tracking your Cocker Spaniel's resting heart rate. So download the Progressive app today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Get even more savings this holiday season by becoming a Milo's Rewards member. Don't miss new member deals dropping every week, like $15 off a purchase of $50 or more on select Bounty, Charmin, and Puffs paper products. Plus, get free standard shipping with Silver Key status. Just one more way Lowe's is here to help you shop, save, and enjoy the holidays. Join for free today. Milo's Rewards program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Exclusions and more terms apply. Visit Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Celebrate the magic of the season with last-minute deals at Target. With up to 50% off toys and video games, you'll save so much while you finish your list. Plus, you'll find incredible deals on clothing, beauty, small appliances, floor care, and so much more. And there are even more ways to save when you join Target Circle for free and get exclusive deals automatically. Hurry to save on gifts before last-minute deals are over. Happier holidays from Target. Restrictions apply.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Ho, ho, ho! Santa is here! Bring your furry family members to Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma this Wednesday, December 18th, to get in the Christmas spirit. Snap adorable photos with Santa, meet our friendly staff, and learn about our top-notch daycare, boarding, and grooming services, and offer discounts for military teachers and first responders because you deserve it. While you're there, find out more about their sister vet center, Town & Country Vet. They've got everything from grooming to acupuncture, urgent care, routine surgeries, and now accepting walk-ins through the holiday season. Santa is waiting at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Joe Reinagle has a very different look.
It's not that different.
Got a little Grecian Formula 54 on your goatee there, sir. I'm just a little bit more concerned on the YouTube channel, the comments wanting to know about curtains and drapes.
It all matches, every bit of it.
Now?
Yes. Well, I mean, the hair's the same color on top and with Junior.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Elsewhere in the NFL, the Miami Dolphins pretty much eliminated.
The party's over.
Tua throws 3 picks.
They say
1, 2, 3 picks.
Good things must end.
And the Houston Texans get a 20-12 win.
In a lackluster performance.
Yeah, nobody looked good in that game. We mentioned the Chiefs over the Browns. Jameis Winston just dreadful in this game. And
is
also,
he done? Is Jameis Winston a cooked goose no longer? No, not ever to be seen in the NFL again?
I'll give you a hint. We'll talk about that at 8:30. The night game last night, Packers Seahawks. I don't know what the status is. I guess we'll find out probably today or tomorrow on Geno Smith. He left a game with a knee injury. What it reminded you is, though, whatever you think of Geno Smith, and I think he's probably about as middle of the road of an NFL quarterback as you can have.
He's the best backup quarterback in all the NFL.
You know who the worst might be is Sam Howell. Because as soon as Sam Howell came in the game for him, it was, you would think he'd never touched a football before. He was so bad.
I don't think he had prepared. He looked ill-equipped.
Isn't that your job as the backup, to be prepared for if and when?
All I can say is input did not equal output, or output did not equal input, because, that was a rookie performance that looked ill-equipped.
Oh, my God. The Bengals and Titans played one of the grossest games in the history of the NFL.
We were lucky we weren't forced to watch that one.
You're right. This game featured a combined 10.
Count them, 10 turnovers. In one game, total of 10 turnovers.
Joe Burrow threw 2 picks. Pretty rare, but he did. He threw a couple, gave it away a couple times. Will Levis threw 3 interceptions in his first 12 pass attempts and then was promptly benched for Mason Rudolph, who also came in and threw an interception.
Oh, I thought he threw more than one, so it was
No,
only
he only
one
threw one, yep.
Oh, well, should be the starter.
Yeah, 6 interceptions and 4 fumbles. Fumbles lost. Joe Burrow had one of them. So Joe Burrow accounted for 3 turnovers yesterday, and Will Levis had a fumble as well, so he accounted for 4. And mind you, only had 12 dropbacks, 4 turnovers. Tony Pollard had one, and Jordan Battle had one for the Bengals. But the Bengals get a win, 37-27. Zach Taylor was like trying to hype Joe Burrow up on the sideline, and Joe Burrow, you could tell, he was just disgusted with how he played. Even in a win, he was frustrated at how bad he was. But I think we may be to the point where you have to stop saying good things about Will Levis. His QBR yesterday.
Not going to do it.
1.1.
It's hard to throw the ball when there's mayonnaise all over your hands. It's hard. He's having to adjust. Eventually, he'll understand how to throw the ball with no mayonnaise on it.
My goodness, it's
part of his deal with Hellman's. He has to have mayonnaise all over him. It's not easy.
He is so bad. It's almost like I didn't like him coming out of college, but
actually,
it's hard to project.
Truth be told, I did like him coming out of college, and I thought that there was something to him. Now, obviously, we learned in week 3 of last year that there's not.
Yeah,
and I think he's become this parody because he exemplifies the NFL and their ongoing quest to find a quarterback. I mean, but what Tennessee hasn't done and what they need to do is fail fast. He ain't the answer. He ain't it.
No,
he's dreadful. After week 3, you knew it, so why keep rolling him out?
Yeah, the Titans, who are 3-11, after 2 years of Will Levis, I think they've got to pull the trigger.
You're done. And the fact that he's still playing, you're like, what are you doing? I don't understand sometimes the mentality of an NFL franchise inside of their own yes man bubble.
There's 2 things it could be. First, you have to see they may have decided yesterday that's it.
Oh, they did.
But the problem is now, if he is indeed the worst quarterback that you can put out there, don't you want to keep putting him out there for the next 3 games?
Well, we saw his backup perform adequately. I mean, he also offered an interception.
That would scare me. I don't want my backup to perform adequately.
Mason ain't the answer either.
I know, but do you want to win games now?
No,
you're 3-11.
No,
you're trying to
win
get
games, but
you're playing for that first pick.
Well, if I felt like my quarterback, either one was the sole reason we weren't winning, I'd be in a completely different boat. But I do think the problem with the NFL is general managers and owners so desperate to justify their pick, they'll throw good snaps after bad wins after good losses and all those stuff at a quarterback that when normally it's love at first sight. Normally pretty quick if you've got the dude or not. And then you just keep hoping and keep casting a lower back out in the water, hoping this time we'll get a bite. And finally, you got to give up. And I think yesterday Tennessee realized this is over. It's
over,
pointless.
Johnny.
There's no reason for you to be playing for us.
Right now, the 2 teams that have the inside track to the first pick are the Giants and the Raiders. They both are 2. Well, the Giants are 2-12. The Raiders are 2-11, and they play Minnesota tonight, or not Minnesota. They play Atlanta tonight. And then you get to a group of 3-win teams: Carolina, New England, Tennessee, Jacksonville, and Cleveland. Now,
most of those teams got their quarterback.
New England has their quarterback. Jacksonville has theirs.
Good, bad, or indifferent, but they do.
I think Carolina has theirs.
Oh, they got theirs, yeah.
Cleveland, I've got really no idea.
No, they don't have theirs.
So Cleveland, Tennessee are certainly interested in quarterbacks. I think Las Vegas and the Giants are certainly interested in quarterbacks. And then the 4-win teams, the Jets and the Bears, I think the Jets probably have to start thinking about it. Obviously, the Bears are gonna stick at least one more year with Caleb Williams. But yeah, there's a lot of teams that are in need of quarterback help. And the truth is, like, there's a lot of people telling me, Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward are going to go 1 and 2. First of all, I'm not sold really on either one of those guys as like great pros. But secondly, there's no other quarterbacks that are projected first-round picks.
This isn't a good year.
It's a bad year to be at the top of the draft. You need a quarterback.
And this is a sidebar that's for another conversation, but it's not a good year for quarterbacks. And Ewers appears to need another year.
Well, he ain't got it.
Well, not there. But, I mean, this would be the year you would think that Ewers would be primed, go get drafted in the middle of the first round, and go do it. But that doesn't look like it's going to happen. He hasn't graded out the way that he thought he was going to grade. It's not a good year for quarterbacks.
Well, and the problem is if he were to leave, where would he go where he could improve his stock?
That's my question. But right now, everybody's saying you might want to stay for another year.
You got a genius offensive coach. Like you had your chance. I think he's a second-round pick, and that's that. Accept that and move forward. All right, hour number 3 of the Huddle coming up. We'll get back more into the Cowboys. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line, touchdown Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Don't Mess with Texas and the Texas Department of Transportation. As you travel on Texas highways this holiday season, remember that Don't Mess with Texas means don't litter. So stay off Santa's naughty list and deck the halls, not our roadways. Don't mess with Texas. A message brought to you by TxDOT.
Santa's coming to town and he's stopping at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma. Stop by this Wednesday, December 18th, and let your 4-legged family member meet Santa and take pictures while you enjoy the cozy, caring boarding facilities. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma, where pets are family.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win. And they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing victims of negligent drivers. When it comes to insurance companies, I hate to state the obvious, but as consumers of insurance products, we as Texans have never had fewer rights than we do right now. Over the past 20 years, our rights as Texas insurance consumers have diminished every year. The insurance lobbyist over that 20 years has been very, very successful. The result? If you're on your own, you have no chance of a fair recovery without an experienced attorney. I was licensed to practice in 1994. Over the past 32 years, I have seen the insurance company's playbook develop. Delay, deny, depose. It's not just crime scene evidence. It's a very real approach most every insurance company takes in responding to the claims of traffic accident victims. Hire someone who knows the game. Hire somebody who wins. Hire me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Hear that? The soothing sounds of a bubble bath. And if you were here, you'd smell a single cedar leaf candle. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get back on the road and enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And then take a shower, because it's fast, like your motorcycle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage. Not available in all states.
This is Rob Thompson from my good friends over at Tri-County Meat Market. You've heard me talk about great deals over and over, and there is no better deal in all of San Antonio than the 5 for 30. 5 items in a bag. You walk out of Tri-County with 2, maybe 3 meals in your bag. No better deal to be found either on Ralph Fair or out on Evener. Tri-County Meat has everything to up your grilling game, and 5 for 30, go pick that up and come by and thank me later. Tri-County Meat Market.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now, sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline, no waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first, sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
At Progressive, we know there's a lot of things you can track. Steps, calories, heart rate, your pet steps, screen time, the whereabouts of your favorite celebrity, how long you slept, how long you didn't sleep, how long you thought about sleeping, how long you thought about sleeping. But none of these things could save you money. Unlike Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate based on how and how much you drive. It's much better for your bottom line than tracking your Cocker Spaniel's resting heart rate. So download the Progressive app today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a new trouble spot downtown. 35 southbound approaching 37, 281. Accident in the right lane as you slow from George Beach Petroleum. Did clear the accident 37 southbound approaching Houston Street. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. That number, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The underdog Dallas Cowboys hit the road, beating the Carolina Panthers 30-14, paced by Rico Dowdle's 149-yard effort on the ground and CeeDee Lamb 9 for 116. The Spurs, in a lackluster performance, fall to the Minnesota Timberwolves 106-92, paced by Wemby's 20 and 12 on 8 for 20 shooting. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Big intro! Yeah, it's the Morning Huddle. It's Rob. Sitting in here alone.
Yeah, by yourself.
AJ ran off. Intestinal distress, as always, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hey, bowl season's here, guys. Bowl season for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's where I'm sitting right now. It's going to be busy. We got the Cricket Celebration Bowl coming. That's just the beginning of everything's coming. We are going to be wall-to-wall bowl coverage. Yeah. I wish they had bowls at 7 a.m. It's not that I don't like work. Because I love my job.
Yeah, you just want a game to be on during the show.
But, I used to work in the afternoons, and there were always, during bowl season, I got to sit and watch. So I either need more bowl games in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Or we need to start a new tradition with like a 6 a.m. bowl game.
Or how about overseas? Like they do
do that, like the games in Germany and whatnot. We need more overseas bowls so us morning guys can get a break. But we will be. We got you covered from wall to wall. San Antonio Sports Star. We've got exactly what you need all the time. as far as your sporting desires go. Do we have any giveaways today so I can fill some time?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we have, well, it's not scheduled for 9 a.m., but we got something called Cavalera. Win a pair to see Cavalera Third World Trilogy Tour, March 26, 2025 at the Aztec Theater.
I wish we had the next one.
Yeah.
How did we get Cavalera and the Blitz get Flogging Molly?
I don't know. I think we'll have Flogging Molly tomorrow.
I don't know what either one of these things are. Which would be the best thing?
I don't know.
I think I'm going to have to do some research before we give this thing away. We'll hold off till 9 o'clock to ensure that the Cavalera fans get their just desserts. Yeah. I don't know where AJ was going to go, but I want to take this opportunity to hijack the show and talk Spurs real quick.
All right, go for it.
Last night, for those of you that took the time to turn away and leave the game of the week of the year of this the Detroit Buffalo game, which when I left at 6 o'clock, I felt like was pretty much done. Yeah, now Detroit scored some, and I did go back, but a Sunday evening game with the Timberwolves coming into town. I had been out of town for a couple of 4 days, so I really wasn't on track with what they had done. I saw the highlights of Wemby hitting a couple free throws in Portland that we celebrated, but I didn't get a chance to see the game. What I did see last night was a lackluster performance of a bunch of dudes that looked like they overslept. And, when you're a good basketball team, you're allowed a few of those a year, but you're not allowed it against the Minnesota Timberwolves. You're not allowed it against a team that you should be aspiring on a regular basis to beat or at least to hang with. They're a measuring stick kind of a game. And as much as we have loved Chris Paul, last night he looked as old as any Chris Paul has ever looked ever. And I'm not mad at the Spurs. I mean, they're an average basketball team, and they're going to lose average games like that. But, there's those steps, those incremental steps that you have to take that to take you from bad to average and from average to good and from good to better and then from better to best. And that kind of game last night was kind of symbolic of when you got a second, a bridge coach, your primary vet in Chris Paul really wasn't ready to play. It just was one of those games that you were trying to get rid of. Those are the games that when you look back on a season and go, you lost at home to the Timberwolves like that? What a shame. You didn't even do anything valiant. You were down by 10 all game long and never did anything.
I think the more and more the season goes on, I'm realizing this is probably they're going to finish somewhere between 40 and 42 wins. They are it's win one, lose one, maybe all season long.
Yesterday was one of those, what are you doing?
And you know what? At the beginning of the season, if they lost to Minnesota, we'd go, okay, yeah, they're supposed to. But Minnesota's been a disappointment.
But you take into account the Gobert factor. And I know that Wemby gets up for that game. And
yeah.
You take into account you're playing against, I don't know, if he's not the best player in the NBA, he's one of the top 5 on any given night.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is a team that pretends to a title. I just feel like those are the games at home, especially at a weird kickoff time, that you should be taking them off guard, not the other way around.
Or at least you'd like it if they were at least competitive.
Yeah, I mean, they should be tired. They should be coming on the road against a very good basketball team and expect to have to give their very best to get a win, and they didn't have to last night.
I didn't watch any of the game. I saw the halftime score and said, I'm out.
Same game. And Sohan got the start again last night. I don't know if this is going to work.
Him being a starter?
Yeah.
Why not?
I think there are moments when there's he is such a garbage man, and he is such a fill in the gap. You name the type of player, the quintessential glue guy, and he's got a little bit of edge to him, so he's the aggravating glue guy. The other team doesn't like him. He's always under the skin, and he's always playing tough defense and always kind of fouling you. But the offensive flow just isn't there. I don't know why. I don't know who to blame. I don't think it's his fault. But what was initially thought, I think he's kind of in the way. That, he kind of gets in the lane where Vic wants to go, and he's always on the wrong side of the, on the weak side and moving to the strong. Some things that, behind the scenes you can't always tell. But it's more than that. Well, I don't know what it is.
I'm with you because Sohan starting means that Castle is not. And, I mean, Castle stunk it up offensively again
He's had
last night.
Several games. He's looking like a rookie.
He's just not – he's not a good offensive player now. And I don't – maybe he will be someday. He's not right now. But he's so good on defense. Not that Sohan's not, but he
plays defense different places.
Exactly. And, like, Harrison Barnes plays defense where Sohan plays defense.
And I'm not mad at Jeremy. I think he's a valuable piece to this machine, but it just doesn't feel right. And I'm not at an expert level to figure out where it is that is the hinge, where exactly the problem is, because he does do a lot of really important things that we wouldn't even be close without. I mean, the garbage rebounds, the trailing on fast breaks, the things that he does that not a lot of dudes will do. They're valuable, but offensively, especially when Chris Paul is not feeling it, whatever the reason that is, and like you were saying, Castle is just an offensive kind of struggle. That last night was one of those games where everything just looked a little off, other than Wemby's shooting percentages were awful, but he was kind of alone last night, and he was doing spectacular things that were not being rewarded.
I mean, he was also going 1 of 7 from 3.
Oh, all of that. Well, 8 of 22.
He was 1 of 7 from 3. Devin was 0 of 6 from 3. I just don't – I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm talking to a wall when I say stop shooting so many threes. You're not a good three-point shooting team, but they're going to stick with what they think is going to work long term. I don't think it does, but it's one thing when Wemby and Devin are missing threes, and okay, at least those guys have made enough that it's like it warrants them at least taking the shots.
Right.
Chris Paul's a bad three-point shooter. I don't want you to shoot threes at all. Castle is a bad three-point shooter. Don't shoot threes at all. Sohan, don't shoot threes. Stop it. There's too many guys who think they've got like a green light and should not.
Did Sohan, if he takes one. In fact, Sohan's not to do anything, any kind of shot that includes two hands.
He was 0 of 2 from 3. He was 7 of 10 from the field, which means he was 7 of 8 shooting with one hand.
Yeah.
And 0 of 2 shooting with two hands.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Free throws and layups. That's all you get.
To me, it's if Barnes wants to shoot, cool. If Julian wants to shoot, cool. A little bit of Vic, a little bit of Vassell, but I mean, they shouldn't combine to go 1 of 13 either.
And we should have seen it coming. Portland is not a place that you have to shoot free throws to win at the end. You should have been well ahead in that game. I don't know what happened. Portland might have had a valiant and incredible performance. Didn't see the game. I was busy. But when I read that it took Wemby 2 free throws to close out Portland, I thought, well, at least they played well enough to beat the worst team in basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, and they showed up and played the same game against a good team, and were never in it. There was never any doubt from the tip. They were down 10 points.
The other thing is, man, if you get one of those nights where Naz Reid is 1 of 10 from the field, and those are the nights you're supposed to at least compete with the T-Wolves. You can't.
Well, some of it I do believe is the rest and the rust. I do think they've taken a lot of time off, and they didn't get it. And now they're going to take 3 more days off. I think that they had found maybe a little bit of a groove and had gotten rested and kind of came back in, and things just weren't in sync. It just didn't feel right from Portland to this one. And now 3 more days off.
I really think it just might be that this is a 500 basketball team, and we can't get mad when they win games and then lose the next one. It's maybe frustrating, but this is the next step in the process.
But I will say, if anybody DVR'd the game, it was 5:38, I believe, of the third quarter. There was an alley-oop that was thrown from Mamu on kind of a drive to the right side of the bucket where he kind of threw it behind his head. Go watch where Wemby catches the ball and then where he dunks the ball from. I've never seen a human being able to dunk the ball from as far away from the rim as he was. I mean, he was 4 feet away from the rim when he dunked it. I had to rewind it twice. It went off. It wasn't like an incredible dunk. It sent Gobert running. He didn't even try to get after it. It was the distance that the ball traveled from when it got into his hands to where he dunked it. There's no human being ever done that before.
When we come back, I want to, because there's some people talking about it on the Brigade Bar, talk about the Heisman Trophy. Travis Hunter, your Heisman winner, no big surprise, but we'll talk about that coming up next and some of the things around it. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we're dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit IFFhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf.
Oh, Christmas leaks, oh, Christmas leaks. You make our carpet squishy.
Here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, we know all your Christmas wants, like the popular leaky faucet, the overflowing toilet, or the trendy clogged sewer line. No matter what list you're on, naughty or nice, Quarter Moon Plumbing will answer your call fast and fix your emergency quickly so you can get back to your Coco and Carolyn.
651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Celebrate the magic of the season with last-minute deals at Target. With up to 50% off toys and video games, you'll save so much while you finish your list. Plus, you'll find incredible deals on clothing, beauty, small appliances, floor care, and so much more. And there are even more ways to save when you join Target Circle for free and get exclusive deals automatically. Hurry to save on gifts before last-minute deals are over. Happier holidays from Target. Restrictions apply.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. That's right, now's your last chance to trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Only at Verizon. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
The county just requested more electric charging stations.
Orders have really amped up at Able Electric.
We need 3 more at First in Maine, and we just got another hotel chain.
It's no shock. Able Electric needs able electricians.
Grocery store wants charging stations too.
And fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
When your little one has a cold with a fever, try new DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever. It's the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever offers fast, effective cold and fever relief for kids ages 6 and up with a delicious grape flavor that kids love. New DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever will help them feel better fast so they can get back to the fun stuff quickly. New DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, we'll recap what was a great weekend in Washington, D.C. in the Army-Navy game.
Plus all the reaction from NFL Sunday, Cowboys, Panthers, all of the reaction Monday on The Blitz starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
All right, enough of that.
All right. Let me jam. Let me cook,
It was
Rob.
all right for a minute.
Let me cook. Morning Huddle 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star. Travis Hunter wins the Heisman Trophy.
This is what we wanted, right?
It's not what I wanted.
Well, that's what I felt like. He's the best player in the country. Played 100 snaps a game.
Everyone else seemed to think that was the right call. It was a foregone conclusion he was going to win, first of all. But everyone, for the most part, people seem to agree with it. And
I didn't look at the numbers close enough.
It's if you look at the numbers, it's hard to make an argument for him. There's certainly a narrative argument to be made that, man, this guy, there's nobody doing what he does.
Yeah, I felt comfortable with it. I did. I thought he was the best player in college football, and now I have buyer's remorse. I feel like, wait a minute, if I'd have really gotten into the numbers, if I'd have looked at he's a good but not great wide receiver, and he's a good but not great cornerback. And at this point, we made 1 + 1 = 3.
So if you look at PFF and you say, well, where's Travis Hunter rank amongst wide receivers in PFF, which is, grading how well they play as wide receivers. Travis Hunter's not in the top 100. Travis Hunter's not in the top 200.
Yeah, but
Travis Hunter's not in the top 300.
But you're not going to tell me, and neither will I buy the fact that you're going to tell me he's the 300th best wide receiver in football. I know for a fact he is better than that. But the sum total of what we gave him, I don't think equals. Although there were weeks where he did some Heisman-worthy things. I don't think I was completely misled. But once you just separate out the individual characteristics of what was a grand piece that we were sold, it doesn't add up.
I think a lot of it is it's decided. Like a lot of it just gets decided, and whether it's right or wrong, they say, well, this is who it is, and find a reason for it not to be him.
And I don't think Cam Ward certainly had every I can see it.
Cam Ward didn't deserve the Heisman either.
He's there, and Genty's numbers were incredible, but I get, who are you playing other than the Oregon team, which you ran all over?
Yeah.
And the kid from Oregon, yeah, I think a lot of that was, even though by the numbers and success rate, he probably should have gotten it.
He was never in the conversation.
He felt like, well, we're going to invite you because you've been good for a lot of different schools for a long time, and we'll let you finish out your career with a wreath around your neck in New York.
He was never going to win it, and it's kind of unfortunate that he didn't get more of a look. But yeah, it was weird because I said this all along. Travis Hunter's not the best wide receiver on his own football team for starters. He's a good cornerback, and that's why I don't really understand the idea that this guy's going to get drafted in the top 5, and he probably will. And I get it that maybe he would be a better wide receiver if he wasn't being asked to play corner as well. Maybe he would be a better corner if he wasn't being asked to play wide receiver.
I guarantee you that's the case for both positions.
But what I do know is he's not going to play both ways in the NFL. So someone is going to draft him, and the value that he has as a college player is that he can do both things. That goes away in the NFL.
Well, I I don't believe if you're drafting him, he's going to play both sides of the ball.
It's impossible.
Well, I'm just telling you that when he gets drafted, he will be playing, but not all the time, not every snap. I don't know which. I think if I was his coach, I'd want him to be a cornerback. I think if I was him, I would want to be a wide receiver.
Well, wide receivers get drafted in the top 5.
That's what I'm saying. If I was him, I'd want to get paid and be a wide receiver, though I think his athleticism at the end of the day will carry him much further on the defensive side of the ball. I think he could be a Hall of Fame corner or a Hall of Fame safety if he decided to do that. He's that athletic. A wide receiver, I think he could put everything into it he wanted. And he would be a very good but not great wide receiver.
Now, he's made it clear that his plan is to play both ways in the NFL.
Oh, you're not going to draft him without that being part of it. You have to take that along with him, or you're going to bring in a guy who's already disgruntled. You're already going to bring in a guy, so you're going to have to play that game. I mean, Deion's his coach.
I want you to think about this. I want you to say, let's say there's a 12-play drive where he's being asked to cover Justin Jefferson.
AJ, I'm not telling you to make sense out of nonsense. I'm just telling you this is what's going to happen. It's not the wisest move.
If this is really what's going to happen, Travis Hunter is going to be a bust in the NFL.
You're going to have to use him appropriately. I mean, you can't expect a guy to play 100 snaps in the NFL. It's just it is physically not possible. But you don't draft him, and there is an angle to it when you've only got 53 men, and you got a dude that can, in a pinch, get you at corner, get that nickel corner, or get that slot. I can see it. I can. But when you're drafting him, you're not getting the very best at either position. You're just getting good at both.
I think when you draft, I think in the NFL, and I'm not a talent scout, or I don't pretend like I'm some sort of expert on this stuff. To me, he's a cornerback who can, if you want to throw him in for some packages, cool. It's physically impossible to play both ways at a high level full time.
You and I know it. He is a 19, 18-year-old bulletproof kid who sees it otherwise. And until it's done, it can't be done. And maybe he's the one that can. I just don't believe it can.
Yeah. I just maybe somebody's going to try. I just think that the idea that he's just going to be the first person in NFL history to do it, like remember Charles Woodson, was kind of looked at as like maybe a guy who could do both. And Charles Woodson was like, yeah, once I got there, the idea that I could continue doing this wasn't realistic.
Did Hines Ward do a little bit of defense too?
I don't think so.
It was just okay. Woodson did a little bit of wide receiver,
he played
package stuff.
He played a couple snaps on offense, like he was a guy who became a defensive player of the year, and he was great.
Yeah.
And he would talk about how he wanted to get in on offense. He wanted to do it. But he also kind of realized that he was not at that level and could not be at that level if he had really tried to play both.
It's tough to have to pick which position to be great at.
Yeah. And most guys, the truth is, most superstar college recruits, like high school recruits going to college, most of them played both ways in high school. Like, especially if
you're a small town kid, yeah.
Yeah. And most coaches eventually, like most college coaches, will say, cool, well, this is where we're going to play you.
Yeah, you're right. Everything but as we always talk about, the level at which he will be competing is exponential more than college. So he's going to step in, and the best guy he played against in college is the average dude he'll be playing against in the pros.
Yeah.
And to expect to do that against the best guy you've ever seen 100 times a night, it can't happen. At least it hasn't to this point.
There was a kid back in my glory days of broadcasting high school football games. I worked for Pflugerville High School in the Austin area, and the team that went and played for a state championship, got their ass kicked in the state championship by Katy.
Mm-hmm.
But
I remember those teams.
They had a kid named Marlon Williams who ended up playing at Texas Tech, and he was an he was a linebacker at Tech. He was a linebacker in high school, but he was also a running back in high school. And he was all district in both. Like he was he was excellent at both of those things. But once he got to Texas Tech, and mind you, that's Texas Tech. We're not talking about.
I mean, it's still pretty high level. But you're right. You're right.
They were like, no, that doesn't happen. Like you got to decide, or act more likely, we're going to tell you where we best need you, and you're going to do that. And the fact that Travis Hunter's been able to do this in college is part of it is being like the number one high school recruit, and going with Dion and
playing for his dad, which basically he was.
Right. But once you're at the next level, Dion ain't going to be your coach.
And
nobody's
never
babying you.
Nick Saban would have never in 100 years said, okay, you can do both. Never. It would have just never happened. Do you want to make $100 million in the NFL? That's what he would have said. Do you want to make $100 million? You do? Well, you're going to have to pick one.
I just don't see how you can be on the field that much in the NFL. You can't go check Justin Jefferson for a 8-minute drive and then show up and compete at the level it would take to compete on the other side of the ball.
I agree.
Like it's just you're not there. Nobody can do it.
And I bought into that whole thing. And I if I was a voter, I'd have voted for him. But in hindsight, looking at the numbers, I go,
I think if you were a voter, you would have dug into it more.
Probably, but I had a couple of he had a couple of Heisman moments. He did. He had a moment, a great defensive play followed by a great downfield catch. You go, nobody's doing that in this world. But at the end of the day, he's an average wide receiver and an average cornerback that 1 + 1 = 3. And as good as Genty was, it wasn't enough.
My ballot would have gone Ashton Genty 1. It would have gone Dylan Gabriel 2, Shedeur Sanders 3, Bryson Daly 4, Travis Hunter 5.
I'm trying to think the best guy I saw play all year, more than once, not just the performance that I saw play all year. I never saw a game where Genty didn't look like the best guy on the field. And in hindsight, that should have been enough.
Yeah.
But he was playing Boise State, and there's other good guys at bigger schools, and I didn't give him enough credit, and I should have. I look back and go, who was the best dude every time you saw him play? And it was always Genty, and it wasn't always Travis Hunter.
No. The other thing about Travis Hunter is his girlfriend being there. Dude, I'm telling you, Travis Hunter, you got to get away from this girl. I get you're in love. I get it. She is cancerous.
I didn't notice any of this. So
she was like, he was taking pictures with people after getting the trophy, and she was sitting there with her arms crossed. Like, so what?
Prenup.
There's a video clip of her saying, "So what am I supposed to do? Just sit here all night?"
Oh man, yeah, yes,
yeah. And he was like, "You can go on back to the hotel if you want. Go on." And she's like, "Oh, so you can take pictures with other girls?"
Yeah.
It's like, dude, if you think it's bad now, it's about to get a lot worse. He needs to run and hide from this girl. And the crazy thing, listen, everybody's got their own. Everybody sees things with their own eyes.
Everybody's got a type. Everybody got a type. Don't question a man's type.
She's too toxica.
Hey, don't question a man's type or the looks that they approve of.
I'm not questioning the looks.
Never will.
But I am questioning how it's going to work out when that's her mentality.
Mm-hmm.
What, I'm just supposed to sit here while you take pictures with people?
Prenup.
Dude, that is crazy. Yeah. Like on his
1,000 pages.
On his big night, she's like this. Just
it should be about me. It's not about me.
You don't want me in these pictures? You just want to take pictures with other girls.
It's about you.
He's like, I'm taking pictures with whoever's in line. And she's like, so I'm just supposed to sit here and watch you take pictures with girls? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Toxica. Toxica.
Another level, too.
Yeah. You know who he's going to end up being? El Desgraciado. If he doesn't get out of that.
Get his own card.
He's going to lose in that, man. He is going to lose in that one. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about the losers. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, I've got some good news for you. If you have been looking for the very best tractor to park in your barn, now you can win it. Ewald Kubota's raffling off a Kubota RTV 520 with 100% of their proceeds going to a great group, the One Hope for Kids. Now, One Hope is a foster care group around San Antonio, an adoption agency that's been working with ours and those around us for a long time doing great things. And Ewald, as part of our community, is helping them do that. Now, the way you do it, you can go by any of the Ewald locales, $20 ticket, got to provide a phone number, and we're going to give that sucker away on January the 15th. The deadline is January the 10th. Now, that's the reason just to go by and say howdy and help good folks and very well get yourself that RTV 520. But if you're a realist, go in there and go what you're chasing. Daddy needs a new RTV. Daddy needs a tractor. So does Mama. And if you're going to get a tractor, get the very best. Get the one that's orange. That's the Kubota. Ewald's been taking care of us for a long time around South Texas, and now they got the deals. And I love seeing deals with a bunch of zeros attached, like 0 down and 0 APR for 48 months. I love that. You can get that with a brand new M-Series tractor. You can save yourself up to $2,000 if you'll head by for the end-of-year savings events going on at all of the Ewald Kubotas. A weekender package with a Kubota BX 1880, and if you know what I'm talking about, that's the one with the 18-horsepower Kubota diesel engine. The hydrostatic transmission, should I keep going? You can have that in your home, that four-wheel driver, for under $250 a month. If you've been waiting, now's the time. Ewald's got 11 locations around South Texas. You got your stocking stuffer for the kids, get the toys, and Daddy's stocking stuffer as well. Go put an orange tractor in his barn and come by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. They did clear that wreck downtown on 37 southbound approaching Houston Street. 151 westbound at 410. That's a stall. It's now off to the shoulder. Slowing down a little bit along Highway 90 eastbound 211 on over to Hunt Lane. And pretty much most all our major freeway systems are starting to fill in and slow down a bit for your morning rush hour. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
South Texas College Football. Wonderful time of the year for fans. Bowl season is no exception. The biggest and best matchups this bowl season are brought to you by Ewald Kubota and the Break Room Bar. Hear them all on South Texas' first and only FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. With Progressive Insurance, you can make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
What is GMTVCC? It's a mouthful, but translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda or 1988 Fox Body Mustang or your granddad's old 1985 Square Body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com. Brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Listen to this message I received.
First message.
This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Kinetico water softener, but getting all those Kinetico units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Kinetico wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Thanks again for installing our Kinetico. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months and $400 when you trade in your old water softener.
By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656-PURE-KINETICO.
I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE-KINETICO.
When life changes fast, you need a lawyer who's been there. AJ here for the Hicks Law Firm. Attorney John Hicks offers unique experience as a veteran and first responder to give you a strategic, results-driven approach. Facing divorce, child custody battle, or a complex family dispute, the Hicks Law Firm offers flat-fee representation from beginning to end, so you know exactly what to expect with no surprises. Visit jhickslawfirm.com for a free consultation. That's jhickslawfirm.com, a local law firm with the national resources you need to win. The Hicks Law Firm.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Santa's coming to town and he's stopping at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma. Stop by this Wednesday, December 18th, and let your four-legged family member meet Santa and take pictures while you enjoy the cozy, caring boarding facilities. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma, where pets are family.
Drinking and driving will change your whole world. Whether you're getting pulled over or get into a crash, things will never be the same. Getting a sober ride will change your world for the better. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know, our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home.
Let's dominate today.
I like this kind of party. Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I think maybe the thing that's even more offensive to me is that, and Freedom Ride says, dang, guys, what's with all the hate on Travis? You guys are being way too Debbie Downers. We're just giving our opinions on the matter.
I would have voted for him. I really would have going into the thing. If you'd have polled me 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, he had a couple of moments. He had some big games. Colorado had gone on a run. I saw an Arizona State game. Looked pretty good. But once the vote was tallied and I looked at all the numbers, I realized that I'd voted for a combination of two average guys that I was told added together made great. And I guess there was enough of that. But in hindsight, the two average, the 1 + 1 = 3, did not overcome what was a 2.5, if we want to go the math angle, that Ashton Jeanty offered, that he was better every game. And he only played one position, and he didn't get the credit that Travis got for 2.
What's wild to me is that Travis Hunter won the Bolitnikoff Award for best wide receiver in the country, which
the numbers tell us he was distant.
He was not. Like Nick Nash, who plays at
the California kid,
he plays at San Jose State, was far and away the best receiver in the country. And you can say, okay, well, he played in the Mountain West, which was the Jeanty argument. That's fine. Tetaroa McMillan, the kid from Arizona, was just objectively better than Travis Hunter. They played in, that's playing in the same conference.
With wide receivers, numbers matter, and sometimes it's just the eye test. And, I can tell you this. The Arizona kid looked good. I saw some other kids that looked equally good to him. And again, I'm not trying to dog Travis Hunter for being very good at 2 positions. But the Heisman Trophy is, the best player in college football, or the most valuable, depending on how you define it. The most valuable, obviously, was Jeanty. The best might have been Hunter.
What my big issue was when it was like, well, Jeanty played a Mountain West schedule. And, well, Travis Hunter played a Big 12 schedule. Well, like, what are we talking about here? Cam Ward played an ACC schedule. The only guy that was on that stage that played a real big boy schedule was Dylan Gabriel. Got 4th place. Yeah, so they didn't care about strength of schedule. So to me, there was like Genty should have been the runaway winner. He didn't. I mean, it is what it is. And
small market.
Yeah,
it's a small market MVP candidate. Just not enough people knew or saw.
Well, I felt bad for Genty because I don't know what he could have done.
Well, of the 4 dudes that were sitting in there, 3 of them walked out saying they should have been the winner. I never heard what Oregon kid
Dylan Gabriel
said, but Cam Ward was like, man, I don't know why I didn't win it. I won it. I was best. And so did Genty. Genty walked out of that building going, no offense to the other dudes, I was better than they were, which I appreciate.
I mean, Cam Ward feels like every big game, every big opportunity, he threw a pick, but that's just me. And also, he lost to Georgia Tech and Syracuse at the end of the year. You can't lose those games. Sorry. He was a stat piler. Like, there's a bunch of empty numbers with Cam Ward, whereas Dylan Gabriel was the quarterback of the best team. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a tough one for me to but I don't think he was bitching. And Genty, like, I don't know what Boise is without Ashton Genty, because their quarterback's a bum.
Yeah.
Like, their offense would be nothing without him. Most teams in the country, if you say, oh, well, you take the quarterback away, and Cam Ward and Dylan Gabriel can both say this too, you take the quarterback away, they go from being this level to way lower, and that's true. And you can say, well, that's just positional. Ashton Genty, if you took Ashton Genty, a running back, which apparently doesn't matter in 2024, you take him off that team, they're a bad offense.
Mm-hmm. But is it the best or the most valuable?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. And Freedom Ride says Travis was a huge part of turning a losing program around. Yeah, he was. But, I mean, so is that all it is? You take a program that falls into the dumps, which, by the way, Shedeur Sanders is more important to turning that team around than Travis Hunter. Without Shedeur Sanders, that team would have still been awful.
I hate where we're getting here, because I'm not trying to say that Travis Hunter isn't any good. I'm just trying to tell you, man. He ain't the very best.
That's all I'm saying. I hate that it's got to be, I've got to knock the dude, but I just don't think he should have won. Again, the Heisman feels like it's decided in advance, and then you've just got to find
justify
a way. How do we get to this? It's a narrative award. It was like Lamar Jackson winning the MVP last year. At the end of the year, if you looked at the numbers, there was nothing that said Lamar Jackson should win the MVP, but it was just decided about week 14.
He won a couple of big games.
Lamar Jackson's the MVP, and now we'll figure out a way to make that work. We'll make that fit whatever.
Now, this year, I think as far as the NFL MVP, it has been a slow build. I think everybody was watching Josh Allen like, oh, he's on the short list, on their own personal short list. But over the last 3 weeks,
he's separated.
He's so far ahead of everybody else that it's not, he doesn't have to play to the narrative. He created the narrative.
But I think Ashton Genty feels like that's what he did.
Small market. We talked about in the NFL,
Buffalo's a small
Josh
market.
Allen, and Kelly, and I said, until Allen wins something big, he's George Gervin for the Spurs. I mean, big name, small market means no notoriety at all. You just don't get it.
All right, let's do. We gotta bang through this. Let's do losers.
You lose. You are such a loser. You're a bona fide schmuck.
Time now to find out who blew it this weekend. The losers.
You bunch of losers! Look who's back. It's the loser.
I'm going back to a better class of losers.
With AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hello, losers.
All right, let's jump into this thing. I'll start with, we were there for it, Army football, including my guy Bryson Daly, Captain America.
You know what? It would have been easy to put him on my list. And maybe because I don't have, you're talking about family. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to lob a hand grenade into that just because of everything else. But you're part of the Army Corps, so I guess you can say it.
They were the better team all season long, and just no-showed in that game. And a lot of it is the Navy was up emotionally, and they can. you can get up and play better on any given day. Army's a better football team than Navy, and you would have never guessed in a million years that was the case if you watched the game Saturday.
Records.
Records didn't matter.
Mm-mm.
It was a complete ass whipping. And after the fake punt, so they had Navy. They were within one score. They had Navy at 4th and 4. Navy ran a fake punt and got it. Nothing good happened for Army the rest of the game. Bryson Daly had a wide open touchdown pass, wide open, and he sailed it about a mile over the kid's head. Just a dopey throw. Loser day for Army.
Captain
God bless
America.
them, but they were losers.
Hang it on there. We talked a lot about Genty. That's obvious. I was going to have him on the list, so I'm going to throw him out of my top. This one's one Zion.
This is your guy.
Announced this week that New Orleans is willing to part ways.
We're willing to part ways with this guy who never plays for us.
Just a cataclysmic what could have been.
Man.
I mean, everything about what was possible. And it's still, the problem with Zion is it's still kind of possible. It could happen that this usage rate, this dominance when he is on the court, which when he is playing, the numbers that he puts up are Hall of Fame worthy, ridiculous numbers.
Yeah.
As far as points per minute, rebounds per minute, all the things that matter when you're playing. And a team like New Orleans, after all this, is like, well, he doesn't play enough. He just ain't worth it. That is such a loser place to be. And what I dreamed was possible is now just such a distant dream. It seems so far away, this fat dude sitting in New Orleans who can't live up to his contract and refuses to do the things that are required to make himself a superstar.
I feel that. Marshall football. We are Marshall. Remember when they played through it? They found a way to make things happen when their whole team died in a plane crash.
Way back when?
Well, now they can't play in their bowl game because we have too many guys in the transfer portal, and our coach left.
So Army gets to go, though.
Well, Army was already – that's who they were supposed to play. Now Louisiana Tech's going to get that gig. Louisiana Tech accepted the bid.
Did you notice – this is a sidebar – that the guys sitting behind us in the press box that they were from the bowl?
From the Cure Bowl.
Yeah, from the Cure Bowl.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's usually bowl representatives at all these any major college football
That is
game.
such an indicative moment in modern college sports where we can't field a team. All our guys just left.
Yeah. So it came down to
Sorry, who's going to make the call?
They were trying to figure out who it's going to be. They had to look through all the 5 and 7 teams and see who was willing to do it. Top of the list were Air Force, Wisconsin, and Cincinnati because of their the APR scores, which is basically their grade point stuff, which we've talked about before. Right. They ended up taking the 16th out of 17 rated APR team in Louisiana Tech, but that's who was willing to play. So
good for them.
Yeah, but Marshall, come on, dude.
We don't have enough guys.
Show up and play. That's pathetic.
We got a guy at work. He can't get off.
What losers?
We don't even know where our coach is. We're not going to be able to play.
What losers?
All right, Jonathan Taylor. It happens every year.
I've got him too.
Every year we get one of them.
Kidding me.
It happens every year. This celebration that happens too quick. We've all been 17. Sometimes you jump the gun. Sometimes things happen quicker than you think.
Dude, I scored a touchdown. I don't want to let go of the ball.
Well, all I'm saying is sometimes you prematurely score. Sometimes you prematurely matriculate. Sometimes you think it's going to last longer and
But the problem with this one was
it right at the one. You didn't get it to the end zone. It was just got the tip in. Not even the tip. You're almost there and prematurely.
And it literally cost them the game.
It did, yes. Jonathan.
They would have gone up 2 scores there, and instead they didn't score again for the rest of the game, and they end up getting run out of the building.
Haven't never scored a touchdown. Never had in my whole life. Never scored a touchdown. I'm like you. I probably would have held on to the ball.
Yeah.
I probably would have made it past the goal, but I don't know what it's like. Never was in a position to do that. But it happens every year to the best of them, and here we go, Jonathan Taylor.
I'm
and
telling
good.
you now, if I ever score another touchdown, guess what I'm going to do?
I'm going to grab that ball for sweet.
I'm going to hold on to it, and the referee's going to have to pry it out of my hands.
I love it, man. I appreciate it when a dude says something that's so absolutely stupid, and when they zero in, the look in his eyes, like, oh my God.
I mean, Jonathan Taylor himself was like, this can never happen.
Oh,
He's, he knows that he blew it here. How about the Astros? This is, I get that Kyle Tucker wasn't going to be around forever, and the Astros did need to make a move because they weren't going to sign him to a long-term deal. Isaac Paredes, Hayden Wesniewski, and Cam Smith, who's never played a major league game. I mean, Juan Soto, he got 7 players from the Padres when he went to the Yankees. That's all you can get?
What I'm thinking of is this was not about talent acquisition. This was about retention of money.
That's exactly what it was.
So we're no better for this. This didn't improve us, but at the very least, we got some money to pay some other dudes.
It's exactly what. Now, if this ends up now they can sign Fromber long term or whatever, maybe there's something to it. But when you've got a guy like Kyle Tucker and you get to the point where you say, okay, he's got to go away, you got to get a real haul back for him. I don't like this haul for the Astros, and it's just. And it also basically signals that Alec Bregman's not going to be around either.
Yeah, Bregman's gone.
This is I don't think the Astros got nearly enough here, so I'm going to call them losers.
Dan Campbell.
Oh, good.
Onside kick, you say? Onside, you say, huh? I'm not mad at the decision, though I'm mad at the decision. You know what I mean? I don't blame him for kind of rolling the dice at home, but, dude, if you're going to do it, at least half-ass it. Don't even no-ass it.
I got one more loser. We're out of time. We're going to talk about him on the other side. A guy who really had a chance to establish himself as a winner and chose not to. We'll talk about that next. It's Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Friday night, December 27th at 9:30. The Aggies head to Sin City to take on the USC Trojans in the Las Vegas Bowl. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 8:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Integrity Roofing and Siding.
Roofing and siding can be expensive. Save $1,000 on a new full roof or full siding job at Integrity Roofing when you mention the Andy Everett special. Some restrictions apply. $1,000 off. Call Integrity Roofing, 340-ROOF, 340-7663, or integritysa.com.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Ho, ho, ho! Is your furry family member ready to meet Santa? We'll bring them to Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma this Wednesday, December 18th for Pictures with Santa. While you're there, meet the caring team and learn more about the amazing services, daycare, boarding, and grooming, all designed with your pet's health and happiness in mind. And guess what? Military, teachers, and first responders enjoy exclusive discounts as a thank you. Don't miss this chance to celebrate the season with your four-legged friends. Santa is waiting at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
If you haven't started celebrating Pixmas, you haven't started celebrating. Start today on Prize Picks because it's Pixmas time, and man, oh man, it's time for a shot at 1,000 times your cash. That's right, you got a shot for 1,000 times your cash. You can win up to 1,000 times your cash. Merry Pixmas! Head over to Prize Picks, use what you know, and win up to 1,000 times your cash. I can't say it enough. That's Prize Picks. Head over today, pick your favorites. Before you know it, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. It's so easy to play. You've been a fantasy player for years. Now put it to use. Prize Picks puts your knowledge to work. Just a couple of clicks away, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Remember that code ALAMO for free money. That's Prize Picks. Head over today, join the millions, download the app, and win up to 1,000 times your money. Easy to do. Download the app today and use the code ALAMO. Prize Picks. Run your game.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
This holiday season, Straight Talk Wireless is letting you say yes a lot more with real unlimited data. Yes to sharing pics of the ugliest holiday sweaters. Yes to checking weather on the go for surprise sledding trips. And with a free phone at sign up, let the yes-tivities begin.
No way!
Yes way. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 1/5/25 while supplies last at participating stores. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation on select single-line plans. Limit of 2 phones per customer. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Divorce is a fight. If you don't want to get knocked out of the ring by your spouse, then you need an aggressive law firm with a stable of hard-hitting attorneys at your disposal. Contact Barton & Associates today. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. They did clear that wreck downtown on 37 southbound approaching Houston Street. 151 westbound at 410. That's a stall. It's now off to the shoulder. Slowing down a little bit along Highway 90 eastbound 211 on over to Hunt Lane. And pretty much most all our major freeway systems are starting to fill in and slow down a bit for your morning rush hour. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The underdog Dallas Cowboys hit the road, beating the Carolina Panthers 30-14, paced by Rico Dowdle's 149-yard effort on the ground and CeeDee Lamb 9 for 116. The Spurs, in a lackluster performance, fall to the Minnesota Timberwolves 106-92, paced by Wemby's 20 and 12 on 8 for 20 shooting. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right, hour number 4 of the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We just wrapped up Losers, which is one of my favorite segments because it just lets me get it a lot off my chest.
You are, in fact, El Desgración.
El Desgraciado.
Desgraciado.
Desgraciado. I am. I hope not.
El Desgraciado.
I've got to work on that today, though. Work on my plan.
You're going to have to get those boots that curl up.
Those long ones?
Where do you get them?
Those long, pointy boots?
That needs to be on the card.
Yeah.
I need someone who can draw in that Loteria style.
I have a friend that can. We have a listener down in Corpus.
Okay.
That will we're going to contact as soon as the show's done.
Okay. I may need him to design. Well, let's wait till tomorrow because there's a chance
Big Head could come
my
through.
boy Sam Darnold could come through for me.
Maybe.
So you're saying there's a chance.
His
I
massive
mean, honestly,
pillow.
Sam Darnold literally won the game for me last week. He was so good.
You don't get to say that very often.
No. All right. We were doing losers, and I've got one more that we cannot avoid this loser because Jameis Winston was in a position to really establish himself back as an NFL starter. He was in a spot where the quarterback play was so dreadful for Cleveland that once Jameis showed up, it almost looked like they had new life, like they found something in their offense. And he found a way over the last 3 weeks to completely flush that down the toilet. He was so bad that I don't think they can justify trying to go forward with Jameis. And I don't know
I think the league has, not just Cleveland. I don't think anybody in the NFL now can bring Jameis Winston in with a straight face.
And honestly, I feel bad for him because if you watch that Hard Knocks, if you've listened to him talk, you're like, man, this guy feels like maybe he's really taken a step and he's becoming a leader, and maybe he has, but he's just not good at football. I say that relatively. I mean, he's better than Rob and I are at football, but
I have not thrown 3 interceptions in a game ever.
I have.
Oh well, then one of us is better than Jameis.
But we're talking now in the last 3 games, he's thrown 8 interceptions.
Well, you combine that with everything else that Jameis is. And, it's just too much for that kind of output. I'm sorry. It's been a pleasure. It's been nice knowing you, man. But, yesterday was over. And the whole deliver me from pick sixes and all that stuff, you become a parody.
And he got benched. I mean, there's no fix to it. There really isn't a fix to it. Like, Dorian Thompson-Robinson can barely throw a forward pass, and they were like, well,
couldn't be worse.
Let's run him out there.
At least he won't throw an interception.
Well, and he actually did. But at least he didn't throw 3. But, yeah, Jameis Winston, a guy who really could have reclaimed everything that he'd lost, has now not only lost it again, but really solidified that he's never going to be what the league thought he could be.
It always seemed like it, and I don't want to give him any postmortem because he might not be done, but it always felt like he was just doing what he thought he was supposed to do and not doing it because it was the thing to do. He acted the way, and he said the things that, this is what a successful quarterback would say, so I'm going to say that, even though deep down, that's not him. It wasn't him. It was, I don't want to say a bunch of puffery because there were some magic seasons. He did throw the ball.
I mean, this is the guy who led the league in touchdowns while simultaneously leading the league in interceptions.
So, and that will define all of his career. That's it.
You know who's, I mean, the guy I'm going to mention is a less failed version of this, but he was actually headed that way until a career resurrection. It was Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm. But there's something about Jameis that I get a level of, and the term deceit is not the right one, but I just feel like he's doing things because he felt like he had to, not because it was the best thing to do.
It's not deceit. That does feel a little ugly, but it's like imposter.
That's it. It never felt like it was really him. Like, what am I supposed to say? Oh, I should probably go over and thank the groundskeepers for making the grass green. And, he goes over and says that. You go, what? Okay, that's the right thing to do, kind of, but it's just weird, man.
Yeah. But he is an experience. There are going to be some highs and there are going to be some painful lows. And that, before Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield still does that to an extent, the lows just aren't as low as they are with Jameis. But it just you cannot trust a guy like that. You can't trust a guy whose floor is that low. And once you show that, and I mean, Will Levis might be in the same boat. I mean, he has now shown that he can be this much of a disaster.
It's over.
It's hard to, like, even as a backup. Honestly, that's the worst case scenario as a backup, is having a guy who is not safe.
Well, you know what? I love this conversation because in a previous segment we talked about, just the last segment, you talked about Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold went to the college or the rehab establishment that is the San Francisco 49er quarterback program. He got a little bit of Kyle Shanahan, just enough to level his game up to be successful someplace else. He needed a little bit of that program and some age. Jameis Winston went to the other great quarterback college, the Sean Payton School of Quarterbacking, the one that kept Drew in for for 8 years with no shoulder, the one that made a tight end a quarterback in Taysom Hill, and Jameis Winston didn't get any better.
Yeah, I mean, well, it looked. I mean, again, this is kind of the sad part. It's like I always say about Major League Baseball prospects. If you see it enough, you might realize that it's phony. You might realize that it's no good.
You're exactly right.
And Jameis, for a couple weeks, it was like, oh.
I picked him up on my fantasy team. I thought he brought the electricity. That big arm was still there.
It's like, wow.
He wasn't just heaving it down to the 40 and hoping for the best.
But it's once something is exposed enough, if you put it out there enough, eventually, it's like sticking your hand in an alligator's mouth.
Well, eventually it'll get you.
It's going to close on you.
And now, unfortunately, I think his career's done.
I think it is. I really do.
Go steal some crab legs.
I mean, hopefully he's got enough money now that he can buy the crab legs.
I want him to take on the next Cam Newton role and adopt.
Just wear a funny hat.
No, it doesn't have to be a hat. Just some outlandish part of his attire. Something like maybe he goes Billy Bob Thornton.
I mean, Billy Bob
Giant
Thornton,
earrings and like a tube hat.
Billy Bob and Cam aren't far apart right now. I feel like they dress exactly the same.
So I want Jameis to be the next generation of that guy.
I think how funny would it be if Jameis went to it? Like, Cam is like Billy Bob, the real life person. What if Jameis did like Billy Bob's characters, where he's like always a cowboy or like a gruff old busted down man?
I think it would work. It's working for Von Miller.
Like he's bad Santa.
See, Jameis might be that guy. That's just it. I think
Jameis with a burner hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah. Well, I say this. I'm trying to be funny, but I am worried about what Jameis's long-term life is going to look like.
I hope that Jameis has the right amount of money, enough to live on, but not so much that it's going to ruin his life.
That, before we know it, he's going to be doing some kind of weird infomercial, or, like trying to just do. I don't want that.
He should do what Johnny Manziel did and just move back in with his parents.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, we were led to believe that they were all millionaires until we found out not the case.
Yeah.
No oil.
Now he's just living at home with mom and dad, trying to stay sober.
Hey, man, he gets a free chicken dinner every year. Did you see him at the Heisman?
Yeah.
And he's been living in the Heisman house.
That's, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's hanging out with Doug Flutie and those old guys.
Roommates with Tim Tebow.
Tebow and Andre Ware. See, they put him in with Tebow to kind of straighten Johnny out. They thought Tebow would be a good influence.
And now Tebow's doing coke off strippers' asses. Yeah. It's wild.
And so Johnny won again.
Yeah, Johnny wins this time. Yeah, I do. It does feel like that yesterday was the end of it for Jameis, which is, again, kind of sad, but also not totally surprising.
I don't know why I wish ill will on him. I don't know why. There's something about him. I just wish something bad would happen on the field. Not personally, but professionally. I kind of revel in the interceptions.
I get it. That's me with Aaron Rodgers. Like every time he touches the football, I'm like, oh God,
please throw an interception.
Do something really just clownish. And he usually does, or at least he has this year. But yesterday he was actually pretty good, unfortunately. At least good enough to beat the Jags.
Yeah, I was forced to watch a fair amount of that game. Really good to stretch.
Well, he threw three touchdowns.
We're considering the competition, but it's as good as I've seen him play this year. But he's so far away.
And wildly enough, I mean, this was a tie game with this was down to the wire.
And to his credit, he took his team down the field. I mean, that's what Aaron Rodgers better be doing, and he did it.
Yeah. So and I don't know if it would have changed anything, but if the Jags would have gotten their 2-point conversion to start the fourth quarter, maybe things would have been a little different. It was really just, I mean, the big play to Davante Adams with like 3 or 4 minutes left really kind of changed the whole trajectory of the game.
It also ended my fantasy football season.
Did it?
Yeah, that was like his 50th fantasy point in my league.
Yeah, Davante had a good day. But yeah, no turnovers for the Jets, which that's been a rare thing this year. So, but I think now the Jets have had enough failure that I don't mind if they win now, because now it's just hurting their draft pick. So I'll have to decide week 18 if I'm cheering for the Jets or the Dolphins when they play each other, because I'm still not sure.
I'll tell you what, if Tua keeps sliding head first, there won't be a Tua.
And I really, really, really hope week 17 the Bills are still playing for first place in the AFC, so they'll just behead the Jets. The Jets are at Buffalo. Oh, I want just an all-out assault is what I want. All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on outside the world of sports. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm going to tell you about my buddy John Hicks and John Hicks Law Firm. John Hicks he's a regular guy. When you think about your lawyer, you think about guys who are like, kind of snooty and maybe a little above it all. John Hicks is a regular man. He is a veteran, first of all, 2 decades in the San Antonio Fire Department after he got out of the Marine Corps. And that experience in life gives him just a unique mindset when it comes to representing his clients, and just when it comes to, understanding what our needs are just as guys, man. And as you know, anytime you're involved in any kind of family law case, there's drama involved, and that can be scary. And how much money it's going to cost you, that being an unknown, can be really terrifying, because you don't know what it's going to look like on the other side. Well, John Hicks, he works for a flat fee, which means he's going to let you know, hey, I'm going to get you to this point of the process, to this point of the process for this amount of dollars. And you don't have to worry about, am I going to have to make a call to him and get charged, a tenth of an hour for a 5-minute phone call. It's just, he makes it easy. On top of that, you've got payment plan options as well with him. So this is just a different level of service when it comes to this industry. So if you're dealing with divorce, custody battles, child support, whatever it may be, John Hicks is the guy for you. 210-985-8330 for a free consultation, or check him out at jhickslawfirm.com. That's 210-985-8330 for the Hicks Law Firm.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a couple of stalls. I-10 upper level eastbound at 35 Frio Street. That stall's off to the right shoulder. On the north side, 281 Frontage Road, northbound Jones-Malzberger. That stall off to the right shoulder. And I-10 eastbound Trainer Hill to Santa Clara. That's road work, left lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time saver traffic.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by PayPal.
This season, the PayPal app has amazingly low prices for holiday shopping. Get exclusive cashback offers in the app. And with the PayPal debit card, PayPal stacks 5% more in the monthly category of your choosing on up to $1,000 in purchases. Don't just pay, PayPal.
Before you fire up that grill, get into Tri-County Meat Market, because that great meal starts with great meat. Locally owned and full service, Tri-County has everything you need to up your grilling game. Steaks, beef ribs, pork ribs, their seasoned fajitas, chicken, poppers. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 special, and they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, online at TriCountyMeat.com.
Has a loved one died and left you an old car to sell? GiveMeTheVin.com has just launched the new service GMTVCC.com. Write this down, GMTVCC.com, which is Give Me the VIN classic and collector car buying service. GMTVCC.com will hook you up with GMTVCC Pro buyers that will appraise and offer on that 69 Chevelle, old Corvette, old truck, and especially Restomods. We love Restomods at GMTVCC.com. Don't mess with consignments or auctions. Get paid today on your classic or collector car at GMTVCC.com.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. That's right, now's your last chance to trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Only at Verizon. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tab when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win, and they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Oh, yes! Cavalera. Max and Igor Cavalera, most famous for being in the band Sepultura. And I don't know which one of them. One of them went off and started another band called Soulfly, which had some success. But Sepultura, it was a big thrash metal band back in the day, back in the what was it, like the 80s, I guess. But they broke up and they went their own ways, and one of them was in that band Soulfly. And then I guess in recent years they've made up. The Cavalera brothers have made up, Max and Igor, and now they're back in action.
Sacrifice together, and they got to be friends.
And they're going to be playing the Aztec Theater, the Third World Trilogy Tour, March 26th at the Aztec Theater. Cavalera. So if you're into metal, rock and roller through and through.
Where would you put them on the, what's that other German band with the fire?
Rammstein.
Where would you put them on the Rammstein scale?
Du hast. Sepultura was probably like, they were around before, well, at least like in America, they were around way before.
What about Danzig?
Rammstein.
What about the Danzig scale?
They were around the same time.
Oh, okay.
Danzig was probably a little bigger. But Sepultura was pretty heavy, man. They were, I like them even.
I'm looking at some of their stuff. Heavy would be a word I would use.
Yeah.
Fair amount.
But if you want to go see them at the Aztec Theater on March 26th, all you got to do, be caller number
The review of the tour.
4.
It is loud, heavy, and epic.
That's all I'm looking for, baby. Caller number 4 will go see Cavalera. That's right, baby. Also, Monday night. Here we go.
Busy night.
Monday, we have got a double header, baby. 6:30 here on the Sports Star. Vikings, Bears.
Oh, Bears.
And you're like, oh, well, I want to hear the Falcons Raiders game. I don't care about the Vikings or the Bears. I don't care if AJ has to get a loser tattoo. El desgraciado. I want to listen to the Falcons Raiders. Well, good news. 7 p.m. on 12:50 a.m. You can hear just that. Monday Night Football presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Both of them on our airwaves tonight. One on the AM, one on the FM. There you go. And I also should let you know that the Blitz is out a couple times this week. You can catch them live at Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit. Easy for me to say. Doggy Daycare in Selma off of IH-35 from 2 to 6 on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, they're at Chicken and Pickle. That's presented by Flight by Yingling. I-10 and UTSA Boulevard as they get you ready for the Thursday night game between the Broncos and the Chargers with Flight by Yingling. It's a holiday blowout party. Tons of prizes from Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. There you go. I've done my service to the radio station. Let's talk about what's going on in the world outside of sports. As you know, there's a lot of things in the world that are more interesting than sports, even, if you can believe that. In my mind, anyway. I mean, sometimes it's not. Sports has its own place for drama, certainly. But there's times when you want to know what's going on outside of the place. And a lot of the times I like to look at the movies. Kraven the Hunter is... I've
seen the preview, never heard of it.
It's supposedly it's a Marvel thing. It's the Spider-Man universe. I got bad news for Kraven the Hunter. Well, really for Sony Pictures.
Have you seen the previews?
Yeah. It looks pretty decent.
It looks pretty decent, so I'd hate for the concept to overrule what might be a decent movie.
It's projected to, as of yesterday morning, it was projected to close out its opening weekend with a 3-day domestic gross of $11 million.
So no one cared.
No one cared. It has earned the worst opening weekend of the entire Spider-Man universe franchise, coming in below the previous record holder, which was Madam Web, with a $15.3 million debut.
I don't even remember Madam Web.
The other new release this weekend, the animated prequel to Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim.
I haven't even heard of that.
Also disaster, $5.4 million. The worst theatrical debut for the Peter Jackson-produced franchise, earning roughly 1/9 of the Fellowship of the Ring's $47 million debut, which was the previous Lord of the Rings low.
Do you get the sense that movie theaters are going to turn into
malls?
Gyms? Well, no, like a gym, like an arena that's not used every day. That there might be weeks where there's no movies. The theater ain't open.
Maybe. I could see that.
I mean, at some point. I mean, after COVID, we just have not gone back to the theaters.
No one seems to be interested, man.
And now there's certain movies that we will go to that we can't wait to see. And I think there's times when maybe we just open the theaters up for the big ones and let's just wait.
Moana 2 and Wicked continue to be at the top. Moana 2, they earned $26.6 million, and this is their third weekend. And Wicked got $22.5 million. It's their fourth weekend. Both of them are right around between 340 and 360 for the whole run.
So if you owned a movie theater, I would only be running those two and Gladiator. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to try the other movies to see if they're going to hit. But then when they don't,
But wouldn't you
Gotta
almost
have a
want to
quick
see
hook.
if they're going to hit on Netflix, and if suddenly the reviews are good, you pull it off Netflix and put it in a theater? I'd go the other way.
Maybe. But I think also that's part of why nobody goes to the theater is because just watch it on Netflix.
It's just easier. I've got a 100-inch with a surround sound and free popcorn.
Like I don't even know. I don't know how you do it. Dave Grohl.
I like him.
Dave, my boy.
He's got a little side piece.
Yeah.
A little side action.
The Foo Fighters are looking at potentially canceling their tour dates for 2025. And part of it could be that they, part of it's probably that Dave Grohl wants to spend time focused on his families. And
plural, yes.
It's very difficult to maintain a bunch of tour dates, 110 tour dates, when you've got two families to take care of, at least two. But apparently there is a lot of it is the band seems to be taking a break after all. And now they got a lot of negative press, certainly. And listen, they've had band members die. Dave Grohl, his reputation was like the nicest nice guy in the world. It couldn't have happened to a more surprising guy to some people. Now, he's still a rock star.
Yeah,
so
he's a rock star. He did rock star things, but I still think our general perception of him is he's the good guy of rock and roll. Like, literally a legit, solid, good dude.
I mean, yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Well, he had a fun baby, and, like, he's going to take care of his fun baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's better than having a fun baby and not taking care of it. You don't want to be a deadbeat.
And you don't want to do a lot of them. You don't want to be like Nick Cannon, but, one or two.
Yeah.
I mean,
saw some commercial where it was like it was one of these game shows where they're trying to be funny, and it was like, what was the most popular baby name in 2020? And they were like Nick Cannon Jr.
Second, third, fourth, fifth.
I was like, okay, that's a pretty funny joke. Pretty funny joke. A man has bought a map. Not really, but he bought a map that thought he could maybe get from California to Hawaii without an airplane. Didn't work out.
I need
for
to
him.
have okay, how'd this go?
Fire crews had to rescue a driver whose vehicle was found submerged in the ocean at Corona Del Mar at around 5:30 a.m. Crews headed into the water and were able to rescue the driver. That person was transported to a local hospital for evaluation and treatment. A black Jeep Wrangler. Jeep guys try to do things that you should never try to do.
He was trying to get a little rubber duck. He was trying to earn one.
He was fully submerged in the waters. Crew worked against challenging condition caused by waves rolling the vehicle in the surf. Photos of the rescue operation show a large tractor and several other vehicles from public works personnel who worked to extract the SUV and later took it away. I mean, we're talking about this thing got to deep enough in the ocean that it could be all the way underwater. That's pretty far out there.
That's four-wheel drive for you, man. That's Jeep. It'll climb a tree and swim the ocean.
Jeep guy, it doesn't work that way. Okay? I know everybody, zombie rescue unit, whatever.
He didn't have that telescoping.
Apparently not. Jeep guy they never know.
So, when they asked him what the hell happened, he said, I bought a map. And it said, take a left.
No, that was a joke. I was just making a joke about why he would possibly do that.
So
no, I've got no idea why he did it.
He was just trying out his Jeep.
He was trying to be Big D.
Was it his Jeep or his brother's Jeep?
I don't know. I assume it was his Jeep, but it doesn't say that. But it's not wise guys. Not wise guys. I don't know how many times I've seen Jeeps rolled over on their sides and people like they're still cars. Like there's some things you can do more than an average car, but like
just don't turn fast. You have a high center of gravity.
Yeah,
I'm not a Jeep guy. I have a lot of friends that love them. It's too rough for me. I just don't.
It doesn't drive smooth.
And I get the fun and all that, but for me, all the stuff that you guys love about it is everything I hate about it.
Well, I have a couple buddies who have Jeeps. I have a cousin who's always had Jeeps. The problem with Jeeps is they break all the time.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
It is never-ending repairs on Jeeps. So
they're rough and loud. That's just not for me.
I drive my car in luxury mode because it makes the ride smoother.
Yes,
it's probably worse on gas mileage. In Jeep, you're giving worse gas mileage, so it can be a rough ride. I don't want that. I'm the opposite of Jeep guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When we come back, congrats to Bobby Grisham. Congratulations, Bobby. He's going to see Cavalera at the Aztec Theater.
Better go to church first.
Or after. Either one.
One or the other.
But, yeah, we should have more of those later on in the week. There was another.
We got another one. Throbbing Molly? Is that what's
Flogging Molly?
I thought it was Throbbing Molly.
No,
I like Throbbing.
I was like, maybe Throbbing Molly's like a tribute band.
Oh, it's Flogging Molly. Sorry.
There's one more of these. I wanted another kind of similar to the Jeep guy, except deputies arrested a man and a woman who were accused of stealing thousands of dollars in jewelry.
Okay.
Now, this happened in Washington State. And they said, okay, well, they ran away on foot for a while. Then they got in a car, and they were like, okay, we got to ditch this car. And they said, we're going to make our big getaway in a rowboat. It's going to be very, very difficult, I think, for the police to track us down in a rowboat. They had $11,000 in jewelry. And eventually, the problem with this rowboat strategy is it only had one oar, and
you go from rowboat to canoe at that point, right?
I guess, except you only have
I figured rowboat, there's two oars.
Yes.
And a canoe, there's just one.
And the reason why it has two oars on the rowboat is because it's too wide.
Right.
To be a one,
so you can't just be on one. You can't go from side to side, so the boat goes straight.
So what they tried to do was use a piece of plywood as a paddle.
So it's a thought out plan.
That didn't work well. There was also a hole in the boat, so it was taking on water, and they eventually decided to ditch the rowboat, swim to shore where the police were waiting for them. So not wise, guys. All right. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on in the desert. Take a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas College Football Headquarters. Time of the year for fans. Bowl season is no exception. The biggest and best matchups this bowl season are brought to you by Ewald Kubota and the Break Room Bar. Hear them all on South Texas' first and only FM sports station. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? Because I guarantee you, she does. I'm Gary Barton with Barton & Associates. If you're considering divorce, then contact Barton & Associates today at texasdivorce.com. That's texasdivorce.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
This holiday at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop Double G.
Snoop, let's talk about T-Mobile.
Okay, cool.
This holiday, get 4 lines for $25 a line, plus 4 iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and the all-new camera control on us.
Let's get cracking, like a breakfast egg.
You can use those eggs to make some eggnog, Snoop.
Respect.
And people do love T-Mobile, where you can save on every plan versus the other big guys when you switch.
You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
Always a great stocking stuffer, Snoop.
We up out of here.
Hold your horses, Snoop Double G. Let's remind people one more time.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us, plus 4 lines for $25. Now drop that jank.
With 24-month bill credits for eligible trade-ins and 4 new lines without auto-pay. Well-qualified customers with taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits or credit stop and balance on required finance agreement is due $999.99. Credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence requires iOS 18.1 or later.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Santa's coming to town and he's stopping at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma. Stop by this Wednesday, December 18th, and let your 4-legged family member meet Santa and take pictures while you enjoy the cozy, caring boarding facilities. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma, where pets are family.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and that means limited time savings on the paint pros need. Right now, save $15 on 5-gallon pails of HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams All-Purpose Power Primer. Plus, get it delivered to your job site with free same-day delivery when you order by 2 p.m. Visit us in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 12/20. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ho! Hey! Ho! Morning Huddle. Wrapping it up on a Monday. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
I believe I'm going to have to kick your ass.
Well,
I believe I'd get my ass kicked if I heard that.
You might. Let's do what we always do to wrap up our show and take a look at the Daily Lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the Daily Lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
The Daily Lines are brought to you by SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house. Right there at 281 and Bitters. I'm excited to get back out there, get on the tables this week. Let's start with, this might surprise you, Rob. Who do you think is the favorite to be the NBA Rookie of the Year today?
Today, the best rookie I've seen play. Risa Shea? No.
He is fourth now in the odds.
And I've only seen him play twice.
At 10-1. Zach Edey is fifth at 5-1.
So it might actually be the best rookie.
Edey fifth. Risa Shea fourth. My preseason pick, Dalton Connect, is third at plus 350. Yves Missi is second at plus 225. Had a great couple weeks. I knew he would be a good defensive player. He's starting to show some offensive stuff. He was like one of those guys who, if he knew how to play basketball, he's going to be real good. He just doesn't really quite know how to play basketball yet.
Yeah.
Your favorite to be the MVP, plus 150, Steph Castle. How?
Well, the good news is, unlike most rookies, he's getting lots of minutes. So
tons.
So there is that. And he has had moments. So I get it. But Rookie of the Year isn't won until March.
Yeah.
You know, what happens is right now all the rookies are playing, and the rookie wall is a thing. It really is a thing. So we will see who the Rookie of the Year, after in the middle of February, when everybody's now got about 45, 50 games under their belt, more basketball than these rookies have ever played in their life, and combined with all the flights and everything else, then we'll see the separator, and that's when the Rookie of the Year will be made.
Now, you were saying you saw a little bit of Rob Dillingham last night.
It was his second game to play this year, so, yeah, they put him in.
And he sucks?
Yeah. I mean, he's so small that he's going to be a change of pace guy no matter what until he can figure out pace. And right now he's playing at about 3.5 times pace, so everything's too fast. He's a walking turnover. He's the fastest dude on the court. I mean, you can see some things. You go, oh, yeah, I understand it, but he is so far away from being a contributing pro. He's years away.
Okay. I found that interesting that was number one.
Well, again, I think the fact that Yves is being mentioned, and I do think he might turn out to be one of the better pros in 4 or 5 years, tells me that the jury's still out.
There's not a best rookie. There's not a great rookie this year.
Not yet, no.
All right, let's look at the NFL. We've got not one, but two bad Monday Night Football games tonight for you to choose from. The Minnesota Vikings, 7-point favorites against the Chicago Bears. The total in this game is 44. I need there to be more than 44 points scored, and I need Minnesota to score all of them so I can avoid being el desgraciado. But I do think the Vikings handle business against the Bears. I don't think the Bears.
I'm not worried about that.
Have much to play for at this point.
I just don't know the volume that you require is going to be there.
Yeah, well, it was always last week. He threw 5 touchdowns last week against the Atlanta Falcons.
Concur.
Now, the Atlanta Falcons, who just gave up 5 touchdowns to Sam Darnold, are now 6-point favorites on the road at the Raiders. This one really boils down to if you believe the Atlanta Falcons should be 6-point road favorites anywhere on this earth. And I don't believe that I can get there. Now,
do they know something we don't? I mean, is Penix going to play? Are we banking on this might be the spark that?
I talked to Carl Dukes.
Yeah, they both don't agree.
I talked to Carl a lot about this, and he's like, I'd love to see it. He's like, but they're not going to him. He's not going to play this year because until they are eliminated, they're going to see what they're playing for now. They want to make the playoffs, and Kirk Cousins gives them a chance to make the playoffs. You can't hand over a potential playoff team to a kid who's never played a football game before and say, hey, go get this.
What do you think he'll throw 4 interceptions in a game like their starter did?
It's hard to know. But Kirk Cousins has done. I mean, he's.
I agree.
He's done
mad,
good things.
But I also go at some point you're going to have to realize investment and see what you got.
Total in this game is 44 6.5. So, but both games pretty similar. 6-point, 7-point favorite, 44.5 totals. Which game are you landing on tonight? Which one are you going to?
Neither. I don't like any of these games.
No, I'm saying, are you going to watch the games?
I'm watching both. I'll go back and forth. The Atlanta game is always intriguing. I always find Atlanta intriguing because they're never very good, but there's always guys on the team I want to watch.
Yeah.
And it's been like that for 20 years. The same thing goes tonight. I want to see Texas running back play. I don't expect them to utilize him the right way, but I want to see him play. I'd like to see Penix play. There's some skill on that team that I can't bank on, but at least they're fun to watch.
Yeah. We get bowl games starting tomorrow, so we'll be talking some bowl games starting tomorrow. And in fact, where's my sheet?
See what we got. I'm looking right now. Let's see what we got on our calendar for us. We will be broadcasting. Well, we got something more important tomorrow than any kind of bowl game. We've got the Emirates Cup Championship tomorrow.
Oh.
We got the thing now. It really matters.
Yeah, on Wednesday we'll have bowl games, though. We'll have the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. Is it Boca Raton or Boca Raton?
I think it's Raton.
I hear both, and I don't know which one it is. And the L.A. Bowl will both on Wednesday as well.
Isn't that the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl?
Used to be. It's no longer the Jimmy Kimmel got tired of sponsoring it, I think. So there you go. We'll go through the bowl, some of the bowl games tomorrow. In the NBA tonight, Sixers 3-point favorites at Charlotte. I guess Joel Embiid's got some sort of nasal issue now,
broken sinus bone.
Dude, this guy, it's never ending.
Well, yeah, it's never ending.
He's very close to Zion. There's always something wrong with him.
No,
and when he's on the floor, he's awesome. But it's like.
But the difference being, I don't think Embiid's a malingerer. I just think he's injury prone. I think that I don't question his want to, other than I'm only going to play every other game. But when I'm out there, I'll give you everything. Zion is a year-round indifference that I'm tired of. Just like you just won't get in shape and you do all the other things.
Heat are -4.5 at Detroit. I still don't know what's going to go on with the Jimmy Butler thing. I guess they're still trying to work something out.
He's gone. He's good as gone.
Cavs 10-point favorites on the road in Brooklyn. Brooklyn stinks.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of road favorites tonight. Philly road favorite, Heat road favorite, Cavs road favorite, Chicago Bulls road favorites -1.5 in Toronto.
Did you see what's his name? They're willing to move him. The big Nurkic, not Nurkic. They're Serbian. The one that lit us up for 40 the other night. They're willing to move him for a first round.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. They want that Hawks pick?
It's getting less and less valuable with every passing day. I like the guy. I like him more than Brandon Ingram, but that's for another discussion.
I mean, I don't think I don't think the Hawks pick is as untouchable as it felt like it was a couple weeks ago. But if you can get Vucevic for a pick.
All they're asking, it sounds like one first round.
They're dumping salary is what they're doing. I don't know what his contract situation is. I guess I'd have to look into that if I was going to say give up a first-round pick for it. But I don't hate that idea. Nuggets +1.5 at Sacramento. Oh, can you imagine they'd be able to get rid of Zach Collins? Oh, that'd be so great. Nuggets +1.5 at Sacramento. That's probably the best game on paper of the night. And then the Jazz catching 8 at the Clippers. Tomorrow's the big one, the one that really matters, where it's for all the marbles for the Emirates Cup title. The Bucks at the Thunder. Well, at the Thunder, it's in Vegas, so neutral site. Bucks Thunder. What do you think the spread is?
I'll take Thunder and 4.
Thunder -4.5 is the number, so you're right there with it. So. That'll be the big one. 215 is the total in that game.
Low-key good game.
I mean, it is a good game. The Rockets got run out of the building by the Bucks. The Hawks didn't, or by the Thunder. The Hawks didn't put up much fight against the Bucks. So both these teams playing very well. Should be a decent game. I'll give it some time.
Yeah,
I'll be on.
I hope they play like it matters.
And then in college hoops tonight, no top 25 teams in action. Pretty full slate on Tuesday, including Clemson against South Carolina. A
little backyard battle.
Yeah, and we'll see. I think Clemson's way better, but, man, I'm so hesitant to bet against SEC teams right now. I really am. Like in these big conference matchups where it's like SEC team versus non-SEC team, my general thought is, the SEC team's going to run them out of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Florida and North Carolina play tomorrow in a neutral site game, quote-unquote neutral site game, Charlotte, North Carolina.
In the
Hornets? Spectrum.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I imagine Florida just waxes them. Florida's just the SEC is on a different level than everybody else right now. I don't know how you can bet against SEC teams in these big power games.
Tune into that Florida game. If you haven't seen their 7'8" center, dial in for this one.
Yeah, big bodies down there. So there you go. That is your look at the Daily Lines, brought to you by SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house. Rob, good to be back in studio, although it was a great trip. I had a blast out there in Washington, D.C. Made for some stories.
You understand why it's the best thing we do.
It is. And thanks to USAA for having us out there, of course. Just a fantastic event. They do everything first class.
I was talking with the guys from Atlanta, and we were talking about the game itself. And the game, I think it's good for sports talk people to go to a football game where we're not going to rip apart the coach for a bad call. We're not going to tear apart a kid for a fumble or a bad pass. We'll talk about it in passing, but we'll realize that was about the game. That was all about the reason we all began to be football fans way back when. And I think, for me, I need that every year.
Regular season games, to see the heartbreak on one side and the joy on the other, there's not regular season games where that happens. Even Longhorn Aggie games aren't. It's not like that. And, now it's the smack talk on the way out is, that's over. Go sing. Right. Go sing. The Navy guys were telling the Army guys, go sing. It was just it was a very cool thing to witness up close.
So iterated on the bucket list of all sporting events. If you have the opportunity, go.
All right, Blitz coming up at 2. Both Monday night football games, one of them on 94.1, the other on 1250. You can hear both those on our air tonight. So enjoy those. We'll be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. I don't know what to say to close out the show other than
goodbye.
See ya.